about. He is headed to wherever he wants to play college football. He is that good. He's only 5'9", Gene, but those little guys are quick, they're shifty, and whether it's a screen pass that he could take down the sideline for 60, 70 yards, or they'll line him up at Wildcats sometimes. They like to get him the ball in different ways, and the Temple Wildcats are going to have to always know where number 17 is on the field. They've got a pretty good offensive line, and we mentioned it, the nose tackle, a freshman nose tackle, 5'10", 255 pounds, with 5 sacks and 114 tackles on the year. In comparison, Temple's leading tackler is Ty McCorkle with 107 tackles. So that is a pretty impressive defensive statistic as the Temple Wildcats make their way onto the field.
Those of you who've been to Cowboy Stadium, we're sitting here, all the radio booths are in the end zone. We're sitting here, and they haven't opened the upper deck this year for a high school game. They said they're going to have to today. They already have. Yeah, it's packed on the first 2 levels. Temple is the only thing down at each end zone. They've got some extra seats open for teams that play the next game to assemble. This is amazing.
Yeah, it is quite a turnout. Aledo's got a huge following. Of course, Temple fans beyond excited to be back in this position. It's a whole lot of blue shirts in the crowd today. 7,500 tickets sold. Poor Claudia Hernandez back at Temple High School. She's here today, but she sold a lot of tickets over the last 6 games for the Temple Wildcats fans that love coming out supporting their football team. Temple will be the visitor team today, rather. First time since, I believe, week 1 of the postseason that the Wildcats have been the visitors, wearing the traditional visitors look this year. Gene, are you a little surprised that they're not going with the flashy chrome helmets?
No, because I think they got enough flack when we lost the game with the chrome helmets, and they're keeping them off while we're winning.
Well, keeping that connection to the past by keeping the traditional white uniforms with the blue lettering and numbers, the white pants with the blue stripe, blue front, white back, and, of course, the blue helmets with the white tee on top. The Bearcats of Aledo wearing black jerseys, black pants, white numbering with some orange trim, and the black helmets with the Bearcats logo up on top. They're a tough team. It's going to have to be mistake-free football, Gene. My 3 keys to the game today: 1, penalties. We've talked about it all year, and all year long, Temple has been able to overcome the penalties. But against a team like Aledo that's not going to beat themselves, only 4 interceptions thrown on the year for their quarterback, Luke Bishop. But Wildcats are going to have to come out and play without the penalties today. If Temple's approaching 75, 80, 85 yards like they have been throughout the postseason and throughout the season, then this is going to be a tough game to win for the Wildcats. So they've got to keep the penalties down, because Aledo's not going to give you the chances that a Vandegrift did or a George Ranch did in that game.
And 2 of those penalties last week were for moving your jaw too much.
Yeah,
we cannot do that.
Yeah, those are the 15 yards, and twice now a touchdown's been taken away from the Wildcats this season because of an uninvolved personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct call. So the Wildcats are going to have to play smart and avoid those penalties. Number 2, Temple's got to play with the lead. We haven't seen him come out for the toss yet, as we are still about 5 minutes away from kickoff, but Temple has to play with the lead. They have not trailed in a game this season since I can't remember when. They have not trailed in the postseason, Gene.
Not at all.
The only tie after 0-0 has been 35-35, and George Ranch tied it up early in the fourth quarter. Ridge Point tied it up early in the fourth quarter. Temple's defense held, and the offense was able to get that 42-yard field goal from Cole Martin as time expired. So it's going to be a Wildcats defense that's going to be called on today to slow down this offense, give your offense a chance to get their feet underneath them. And if Temple plays with the lead, they're tough to beat. But if they get down early, I wonder not only offensive calling and philosophy-wise what that's going to change, but I also wonder for the Wildcats if that will creep into their head at all.
Well, that's exactly right. But, one thing I keep looking back at, Cedar Park had them down in the fourth quarter, and they came back and beat Cedar Park. Cedar Park got beat by Leander Vandegrift. So you can make things say what you want to, but hopefully we can get the lead like you said. If we do, we're going to play with them.
And the 3rd key today is go out on top, and that's for the seniors, defensively and offensively. Go out on top today, play your best football of the season at the most important time. No drops, for the wide receivers, on-target throws for President, good decision-making on the option plays. And for Carr and Hatcher, they've got a couple fumbles between them here in the postseason. They need to hang on to the ball and make the big plays when they get the opportunities. And if they do that, this Wildcats team is going to pull off yet another upset in this postseason, as many people thought that Temple would be sitting at home right now doing some Christmas shopping today instead of playing here at Jerry World in Arlington.
That's amazing, that big screen up there. They're going back and forth from Temple's side to Aledo's side, and they're having a time there.
And everybody with the same reaction, young and old, when they see themselves up on that big video board. Just a big wave as the captains make their way to the center of the field for the Bearcats. Captains today, Luke Bishop, and joined at midfield. Wait to get his number. Clint Cole, Chris Minter, Marquell Davis-Ponce, and Chad President out at the center of the field for the Wildcats as we make the coin toss here. Number 26 out of the field. That's Isaiah Mallory, their leading rusher, out at midfield as well for the coin toss. This is big time. Cameras and video cameras, TV stations, everybody out at midfield with the Wildcats.
Look at old Chris Minter out there. He's ready.
I'm really surprised Chris Minter doesn't have more offers to play at the next level. As big as he is,
I think he'll get them.
It'll come. He's a good kid off the field from everything everybody said, and he needs to play football at the next level. He's been sensational. Temple's calling tails in the air. It's tails.
That's good.
So the Wildcats
9 in a row
will have a chance to score first. Temple will receive the ball as you hear the Wildcats fans applaud accordingly. Chad President, last week's game, only attempted 13 passes, 11 out of 13, 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. Marcus Hatcher had 25 rushes for 287 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jeff Carr, who left early in the second half, did get tweaked a bit on the ankle. He had 19 rushes for 171 yards. 163 of those yards came in the first half. So the Wildcats getting pumped up out on the field. Ty McCorkle, Minter, Gray are up on the big screen, and we're just about set for the 5A Division I State Championship game on KTM and K1017. It's KLTD FM Temple, KTEM AM Temple. And Tony Adams, our spotter today. We are at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Our game presented by the Dead Fish Grill, the restaurant with a view. Wrapping up our pregame show brought to you by the French Quarter, the best burger ever built at 2001 North 3rd. Stop in Monday through Friday from lunch until 8 p.m. And, of course, our starting lineup brought to you by All County Surveying. Call today, 778-2272, or go to allcountysurveying.com.
That's amazing when they put the crowd shot on there. Everybody's looking up at the big screen. Look at them.
We're going to get most of our calls today, and most of what we see today is going to be off the big screen because we are in the corner of an end zone way up high as we get set for the start of the first quarter. Our first quarter brought to you by Smile at the World Orthodontics.
Take that ball and go score, Cats. Let's take the initiative.
For the Wildcats, it'll be Reed Veerling on the kick for Aledo, wearing the black on black. Temple, blue front, white back pants, white jerseys. Jeff Carr back deep, Clint Cole back deep. And Davion Curtis back deep for the Wildcats. From AT&T Stadium, 5A Division I State Championship game. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton set for the kickoff. The kickoff going left to right. Temple returning right to left. Gene, we didn't even get where that's from and to.
No, but we're inside the stadium, but we're going, well, I don't know which way this stadium goes.
Inside, so it throws it all off. Temple returning right to left as the big screen focuses on Jeff Carr, ready for the kickoff. It's 12:07, and the 5A Division I State Championship game from AT&T Stadium is underway. High kick, deep, taken at the 9-yard line. Right side, going down the right sideline, cutting it up, and brought down. No, still on his feet, out across the 25, 30 before finally being brought out of bounds. Larry Brown on the tackle. Didn't see who that was actually on the return. Was that was Carr on the return?
Carr, yeah.
So Carr with a nice return, getting through the first couple of tackles. And our 1st and 10 brought to you by Las Vegas Jewelers. Wildcats have it 1st and 10 at about the 31-yard line.
That's really a good run by Carr because they had him good coverage. He just spurted out and got another 10.
Chad President from the gun, Carr to his left, 4 wide, look for Temple coming out throwing early. President looking down the right sideline. Freeman's got his man beat and just out of the reach of Aaron Freeman. He had a couple of steps on his man, and the throw just a little bit out of the reach of Aaron Freeman, bringing up a 2nd and 10. Patrick Peak on the coverage.
They've got their stud cornerback on Davion Curtis, but Freeman can catch it too for us.
Moving quickly, it's President coming up the middle. He's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So a good open field tackle that time. Reed Smith making the stop at the line of scrimmage. A gain of 1 brings up a 3rd down and 9 for this Temple offense. Moving quickly, Seastrunk going to the right with Davion Curtis. 2 receivers to the left. No, Curtis is to the left. Freeman to the right. Out of the gun. President, play action. Back to pass. He's got a man wide open. It's Curtis out near the 1st down marker. Not sure if he got it or not. It's going to be a spot play. On the tackle, Jonathan Durham, stud defensive back right near the line of scrimmage. A 9-yard gain. We'll wait to see.
It's close to a 1st down.
Curtis able to run just a button hook route, and it is a Las Vegas Jewelers first down at the 41-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right on the Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Just enough. Carr to the left of President in the backfield. Play action. It's to Hannon. Hannon's got it. Has a block across midfield.
Go on time.
Ball is out, but he is out of bounds. Hannon took a big-time hit by Jonathan Durham. And Patrick Peak on the coverage as well, but a nice pickup from the 41 across midfield into Aledo territory at the 47-yard line. So a gain of 12 yards through the air to Hannon. From the gun, President gives it to Carr, going right, hit right at the line of scrimmage, not going to go anywhere. Maybe a yard loss on the play. Coming through to make the stop is Dalton O'Donnell.
Yeah, so they're tough up front, there's no question. But, we set up that pass has set up the run here in a minute, too.
It's a 2nd and 11 from the 48. President from the gun. It's a play action. President rolling right, and he's got his man Curtis inside the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Temple. No flags on the play. Davion Curtis on a slant route coming across the middle of the field. Caught it about the 35-yard line and was gone. Outran the coverage. Put 6 on the board for the Wildcats.
That was a beautiful play. He was wide open, too, cutting across the center.
48 yards on the Wes's Burger Shack and more touchdown toss from Chad President to Davion Curtis.
3 first downs.
6-0 with 10:26 to play in the first quarter. And the extra point from Cole Martin set to come. Fantastic throw by Chad President. Kick is up and good. We'll take a break. Back for the El Chico kickoff next. Your Temple Wildcats lead this 5A Division I state championship game 7-0. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple High School football on KTEM and K1017. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Wildcats take the opening drive 69 yards. And a 48-yard touchdown toss on a Wes's Burger Shack and more touchdown from Chad President to Davion Curtis on a slant route. It was 30-plus yards after the catch, and the Temple Wildcats lead at 7-0 with 10:26 to play in the first quarter. Our game presented by the Dead Fish Grill, the restaurant with a view. First quarter brought to you by Smile at the World Orthodontics. Temple Wildcats preparing for the kickoff.
69 yards in 6 plays. That's pretty impressive drive.
That's a good average to start with. Kickoff brought to you by El Chico in Temple. Stop in, buy a $25 gift card, and receive a $5 card for free. That's a limit of 4. As the Wildcats draw first blood, they win the toss, take the opening kickoff, and as you said, Gene, 6 plays, 69 yards, and less than a minute and a half of total offensive time off the board, and they lead 7-0, and they're playing with a lead.
2 runs for 1 yard and -1, so we got nothing rushing, but the passing paid off.
Wildcats in those visitors' jerseys, blue front, white back pants, line up for the kickoff now. Cole Martin with the kickoff as Temple begins to do the choo-choo train at the 35-yard line, getting everybody pumped up. Temple's had some slip-ups in the return game, but since the Austin Westlake game has really been solid in the kicking game, whether it's pooch kicks from Cole Martin, which we've seen a lot of, or actually putting the leg into it. Back deep, set to return. Garrett Hiles and Toby Gray back deep for Aledo. I doubt they'll touch it.
Jonathan Gray is deep for them, and that's his little brother back there. We don't kick away from him.
And Cole Martin's going to kick it about 5 yards out of bounds. inside the 30-yard line. So first penalty of the day against the Wildcats, and it'll cost a little bit of field position. Wildcats lead this 5A Division I state championship game 7-0, with Aledo getting the ball for the first time outside the 30-yard line.
And, on that first drive, and I started to say there's the first penalty right there, but it was 6 plays with no penalties. And
yeah,
that
absolutely.
was big.
Yeah, I looked as soon as I saw Curtis cross the goal line. I looked and made sure no penalty flags. So this drive will start right about the 35-yard line, just inside the 35. Aledo will come out in the black-on-black jerseys, white numbers and letters with the orange trim, black helmets with the Bearcat logo on top. Luke Bishop, the starting quarterback for Aledo. And it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 34. Now they move it up to the 39-yard line. And the Bearcats, who last season set the national record for points scored in a season with over 1,000 points scored, this season they've scored over 900. They're potent. Lined up in the backfield is Jess Anders to the left of Bishop. He'll get it on the first down, tries to go up the middle, cuts it to the outside, brought down in the backfield. Brought down on the play by Taquan Graham. Ty McCorkle also in the area. That is going to be a loss of 3 yards and sets up a 2nd down and 13.
Really good play. Good pursuit. We had 4 out there and got the 3-yard loss.
Tried to go up the middle, but Wildcats not having it with the law firm in there, pushing them to the outside. That's exactly what Coach Stewart wants, his plays going to the outside. He doesn't like that going up the middle. So here comes Aledo. 2nd and 13, Bishop from the shotgun. Anders line up to his right this time. 2 receivers right. It's a play action. Instead, it's going to be a run by the quarterback, Bishop. He gets it back up to the line of scrimmage and makes it to the 37. That's a gain of 6. Still sets up a 3rd down and long with 9:38 clock running first quarter. Brought down on the play by Quentin Smith.
Boy, I tell you, Wildcat pursuit's really good on the first 2 plays. Keep it up, Cats.
So a 6-yard gain for the quarterback, Luke Bishop. Brings up a 3rd down and 7. Wildcats defense trying to get off the field. Bishop from the gun, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Play action. Pressure coming from Temple, unloads it and throws behind his intended target. He was looking for his... actually, he wasn't looking for Newsom. Eduardo Escobedo on the coverage. And a pass intended that time for Toby Gray, but throws behind his intended target, and the Wildcats are going to get the ball back. As the clock stops with 9:10 to play, Wildcats lead at 7-0, and Aledo going 3 and out on their opening possession. Garrett Ewell is scheduled to kick. Standing just inside his 25-yard line, Travell Latouche standing back at the Temple 22. He hasn't had a chance to return many this season. No pressure from Temple. Kick sends Latouche back. Latouche will pick it up, bobbles it. Now he's got to pick it back up at the 20. Barely able to fall back on top of it. He tried to get it on the bounce, but it took a funny hop on him. And we say Latouche never gets the ball, never returns it. And we criticize sometimes, but that's exactly why you don't want to necessarily take chances. It'll be a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line as the Wildcats lead at 7-0. And looking at a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10. So, Gene, exactly what the Wildcats wanted.
Absolutely.
On the first possession for each squad.
Absolutely. If we go score now, that'll sure put a bunch of confidence between those ears.
On the first drive of the game, President was 3 for 4. First pass was incomplete, but that was just an overthrow. He had Freeman. Freeman had his man beat, but President 3 for 4, 69 yards, including a 48-yard Wes's Burger Shack and more touchdown. Carr only 2 rushes for net 0 yards, at a 1-yard gain and a 1-yard loss. And then the defense comes out, gets a good stop on first down for a 3-yard loss in the backfield. Quarterback picks up some decent yardage next down, picks up 6, but on a 3rd and 7, the pass was errant, and Luke Bishop not able to keep the drive going, so the Wildcats defense forces a 3 and out, and now as we wait for a TV timeout to come back, we'll have the Las Vegas Jewelers first down and the Temple Wildcats set to go.
You know, we've lived on the run this year, and they held John Tyler to nearly nothing. But John Tyler doesn't have a passing attack like we do.
John Tyler does not have a president-in-chief, that is for sure. And Chad President looked good on that first drive, as I mentioned. First play of the game, going deep down the right sideline. Freeman had his man beat by 2 yards, but maybe a little bit of adrenaline for Chad President. Overthrows him by just a step or two, but able to connect on to Curtis on that big 48-yard touchdown score and hit him in stride coming across the middle of the field on a slant.
Well, that was big, and you know, we scored on their All-American cornerback, so we're not afraid of them. With Chad putting it where he does, it could be a big night for him.
Yeah, Chad is throwing Curtis's way. Curtis, 2 catches on that first drive, one a 9-yarder that picked up a first down on a third down play, and the second, the 48-yarder, both against that stud quarterback Durham. Jonathan Durham, a senior that's got Division I offers. Here we go with the Las Vegas Jewelers, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 20-yard line. President sends 3 receivers to the right, Minter, Hannon, and I believe Freeman. Curtis to the left. Play goes to Carr. Carr coming to the left side. He's got some room. Out across the 30, Jeff. 35, cuts it back up at the 40. Going to midfield. Brought down shy of midfield at the 46-yard line. That's a pickup of 26 yards for Carr. And another Las Vegas Jewelers first down brought down by Isaiah Mallory on the play.
Boy, he was just one man away from taking that to the house, too.
26-yard gain for Carr. President play action looking Curtis's way. Curtis has to dive for it. They say incomplete as the ball fell through his hands. Would have been a nice pickup on first down, but that brings up a 2nd down and 10. Jonathan Durham on the coverage.
You know, Carr is just 264 yards behind Lake Seastrunk's all-time record for Temple.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. President from the gun. Hatcher in for the first time. President's going to keep it. No, it's Hatcher going to the right. Hatcher busting through some arm tackles across midfield to the 49-yard line. That's going to give Temple a 3rd and manageable as Hatcher takes it across midfield, brought down by T.J. Zaller. So the Wildcats, the 2nd, 3rd down they face today as Hatcher able to get it across midfield. President, once again, he's going to keep it this time. He's across midfield. He's dragging tacklers down near a first down. Maybe a yard shy as he takes it 4 yards. Very near the first down, but Wildcats probably going to go for it. Zalar and Garrett Ewell on the stop. So it's a 3rd down, 4th down, and a short 1 yard. President in the backfield. Hatcher to his left. 2 receivers to the left. President gets the snap. Hatcher has it. Coming left. Got a blocker out in front trying to get to that first down marker. He will not. Brought down a yard shy. No gain on the play. Hatcher started up the middle. Tried to get to the outside. Gets tripped up, and the Wildcats turn it over on downs. Michael McKay with a stop on Hatcher.
Yep.
That's a big play, giving the ball back to Aledo. With 7:56 to play in the first quarter, Wildcats leading at 7-0, but Hatcher not able to get through the arm tackle. It's a shoestring tackle in the backfield that time by Patrick Peak.
Yeah, that's their good defense. We knew they were good.
So on first down, Bishop, he's going to keep it right up the middle. He's got a hole. He's across midfield, inside the 40, 30, 20, and still on his feet, finally brought down from behind inside the 10-yard line. That one goes from the 45 in Aledo territory to a 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. 48 yards on the run for Bishop before finally being brought down from behind by Clint Cole.
Well, that's why he's been so successful. It is a good fake. He pushed the outside, sped down that side. Got good speed to go with it.
1st and goal, ball on the 7-yard line for Aledo. Moving left to right here in the first quarter. Bishop out of the pistol formation with Anders behind him. Bishop from the gun. 2 receivers left. It's going to be a run left. Anders has it inside the 5, fighting forward down to about the 2-yard line, maybe the 1-yard line. A pickup of 5-6 yards. And a 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line, brought down by Videric Grayer on the play.
Well, you know, gambles are good if you make them. They're not too good when you don't.
Yeah, turn of events here. Big one for the Wildcats. Taquan Graham in on the tackle as well. Bishop out of the shotgun. Pistol formation with an extra fullback to the right of Bishop blocking. From the gun. Looked like somebody started early, no whistle, and in without much effort goes Anders, and it's 7-6 with 6:44 to play in the first quarter. Bearcats striking back after Temple went for it on a 4th and 1. Didn't get it at the 45-yard line in Aledo territory. 3 plays later, Aledo in for the 1-yard score, and about to tie things up. If they can get the extra point, just turned, hand it to his running back Anders. Jess Anders takes it from there, his 17th touchdown on the year.
Well, that is a 55-yard drive in 3 plays, so we're going to have to come back on this possession.
Kick is up, kick is good. Wildcats and Aledo tied at 7, 6:44 to play in the first quarter. We'll take a break. We're back for more Temple football presented today by the Dead Fish Grill on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple High School football on KTEM and K1017. Kickoff from Aledo coming. Tied 7-7 with 6:44 to play in the first. Carr's got the kickoff. Started towards the center of the field. Now cuts it up at the left hash mark and is bottled up inside the 20 at the 16-yard line. So not very good starting field position as Carr was brought down by Keaton Towns on the play. So it'll be a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line for the Wildcats. Each possession gone back a little bit further. Aledo, after falling behind 7-0 after Temple's opening drive, stopped Temple on a 4th and 1 play. And in 3 plays, Gene, take it 55 yards. The big play being a 48-yard run from Bishop, capped off by a 1-yard run from Jess Anders. And Aledo had a shot. Temple had a shot of putting him down. 2 scores, but instead we're tied at 7 with 6:36 to play in the first. President from the gun, fakes to Hatcher, going to the right side this time. He's got Freeman. Freeman's got it at the 25, breaks a tackle. First down yardage and more across the 35. Great play by Freeman breaking a tackle, and Reed Smith on the stop, but Freeman takes it from the 17 all the way out to the 37-yard line. 20-yard gain on the play from President to Freeman, and it's a Las Vegas Jewelers first down, first catch of the game for Freeman.
The passing game may be what's beneficial for us today.
3 receivers left as Hatcher has it. Hatcher's got some room, a lot of room up near midfield, trying to break through tackles into Aledo territory, down at the 45-yard line in Aledo territory.
It's exactly what we needed, because that quick strike probably said, hey, look out, but we're coming right back.
18 yards of the play before being brought down by Larry Brown. Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 45 in Aledo territory. Temple sends 2 receivers right. Hannon and Freeman go right. Curtis all alone on the left side. From the gun with Hatcher in the backfield. President gives it to Hatcher. Hatcher right up the middle, breaks through a tackle inside the 40. First down yardage down to the 33-yard line. That's a pickup of 12 and another Las Vegas Jewelers first down. Patrick Peak on the stop.
I tell you what, the passing game has opened this up for Temple. It kind of hit them. When they hit that pass to Freeman, they've loosened up on defense, and we've got 2 good running plays.
Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 33. President with Carr back in there to his left. Straight pass. He's got it to Minter. Minter inside the 30 and trying to break through inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line. That's going to be another nice pickup of 11 yards and another Las Vegas Jewelers first down before being brought down by Jonathan Durham.
That's going to be a big man today. That's what we said earlier. Just mark it.
Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. President from the gun gives it to Carr. Carr picking, trying to get through, hits a wall, still trying to break tackles. Brought down, no gain on the play. Thought he might squeak through, but they've got Carr pretty well bottled up today. Brought down by Byron Keel on the play. 1 big 26-yard run for Carr and 3 carries of 1 yard or less. Checking in late for the Wildcats. Extra offensive lineman coming through to block on the right side. And Aledo late getting out of the ball game. They've got too many men on the field. Don't see a flag yet. President's going to step up and run. He is brought down after about a 2-yard gain down to the 20-yard line. Ryan Heiss and TJ Zalar on the stop. 7 yards on 3 carries for President. Mass substitutions on a 3rd down and 8 for the Temple Wildcats. Need to take it all the way down to the 12-yard line to keep this drive alive. Tied at 7. Clock under 5 minutes in the first quarter.
Men are over the middle. That
4
linebacker's
wide.
back.
I would expect a screen pass to Hannon on the near side. President is going to throw it that way. He's got Curtis. Curtis slips a tackle inside
Touchdown.
the 10. Touchdown. No, they're going to call him out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Out right in front of our booth. Stepped out on the 4.
But that's a gain of 16 yards and a Las Vegas Jewelers first down as Curtis just stepped out of bounds. Temple fans not happy, but they had the right call. Larry Brown pushing him out of bounds, but it's a 1st and goal inside the 5 after the nice 16-yard completion to Curtis, his 3rd reception. 73 yards on the game. President under center. Now he switches his extra blockers from left to right. Hatcher, the lone back. Curtis across the formation. They fake it to him. Hatcher up the middle. He's got room. He's in for the touchdown. Temple got away with a hold along the offensive line, but it does not matter. Hatcher in with the Wes's Burger Shack and more touchdown run from 4 yards out. Put 6 on the board for the Wildcats as they get the lead back. 13-7 with 4:36 to play in the first quarter, and the extra point from Cole Martin still to come.
83 yards in 8 plays. Really good drive by Temple.
4-yard Wes's Burger Shack and more touchdown run for Marcus Hatcher puts the Wildcats back on top. Extra point up and good. 4:36 to play in the first quarter. Temple leading 14-7 in this 5A Division I state championship game. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTIM and K1017. Temple leads 14-7 with 4:36 to play in the first quarter. Our game presented by the Dead Fish Grill, the restaurant with a view. Our kickoff brought to you by El Chico on 31st Street in Temple. Stop in, get a $25 gift card, get a $5 gift card free. Limit 4. Ryan Newsom and Toby Gray back deep. It is a pooch kick. Fair catch called for at the 30-yard line. There for the stop. The catch is Dylan Davis, making the fair catch right around the 30-yard line. And Aledo with their third possession of the game. First possession, 3 and out. Second possession, 3 plays, 55 yards for a touchdown. And the Wildcats defense comes out. One big play on that last drive is all it took to flip the field and really change the momentum a little bit in this game. But, Gene, the Wildcats able to get that momentum back.
They sure did. And the key to that is we've had the ball for 19 snaps. They've only had it for 8. That's 2-1. That makes a big difference.
It is a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Luke Bishop with Anders to his right. 3 receivers to the left. High snap. Bishop gets it rolling right. He's got a man, overthrows his target, underthrows another, as big Ryan Newsom was almost there to pick up what was an overthrown pass from Bishop. He's been off target early for the Wildcats, actually intended for Byron Keel. Ryan Newsom nearly made the draw. Incompletion brings up a 2nd down and 10. Bishop 0 for 2 in the early going. Did have a big 48-yard run, but that time he overthrows one, underthrows another. Newsom very nearly made a great catch. 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line. From the gun, Bishop with Anders to his right, 3 receivers to the left side. High snap again. It's a give to Anders. Anders hit right at the line of scrimmage. Ethan Brown is there after a 1-yard gain. And the law firm, Hernandez there on the stop as well. It's a 3rd down and 9 at the 32-yard line. Temple defense a chance to get off the field.
Anders has carried 4 times already, and he's got less than 5 yards.
He does have a 1-yard touchdown run, but the Wildcats have kept him bottled up other than that. His big gain was a 6-yarder on a 1st and goal situation.
Big play here.
3rd and 9 for the Temple defense. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Anders to the right of Bishop working from the shotgun. Play action. Bishop back to pass. He has time. Right side wide open. Out across the 40-yard line, out to the 45. That's enough for the 1st down. That's a 12-yard gain as the completion that time. I believe Austin Summerhill on the reception. Quentin Smith on the coverage, but not before the 1st down. And the first completion for Bishop as he stepped out of bounds. Ball's at the 45. That's a 13-yard gain. So a 1st and 10, 3 receivers left, including Newsom. He's the slot receiver on the left, out of the shotgun. Play action. Bishop rolling left. Looking. Now he's going to step up and run. He's got a Temple defender out of position. Right down the left seam. Bishop still going inside the 20, 10, 5, and touchdown. Bishop takes it 55 yards for the score. And Aledo an extra point away from tying up this ball game with 3:27 to play in the first quarter.
That kid's a ball-playing dude. He cut back where our linebacker should have been, and he had overrun it, and he was gone.
3 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown for Bishop. A little bit off target through the air, but he is certainly making up for it on the ground. Ben Rogers in for the extra points. Aledo, a couple of big plays to pull even with Temple, or an extra point away from pulling even. Kick is up and good. 14-14 in this 5A Division I state championship game. Aledo ties it up on a 55-yard run from the senior Luke Bishop. 3:27 left in the first quarter. Back for the kickoff right after this. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTIM and K1017. Welcome back. The kickoff coming from Aledo is a high kick, deep. Goes to Davion Curtis at the 17-yard line. Curtis goes from the left side, trying to go right. Cuts back up in the center of the field, but not a lot there. Wish I would have seen Curtis cut it up. I know that was a designed play before being brought down by Reed Smith. Ball at the 25-yard line. But Curtis caught it on the left side, could have taken it straight up the numbers and picked up significant yardage, but the play was designed to go back to the right. And the Temple Wildcats have a Las Topeka Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. 14-14 our score with 3:19 to play in the first quarter. Our game presented by the Dead Fish Grill, the restaurant with a view. At the 25-yard line, Wildcats jumped out 7-0, jumped out 14-7. Now we're tied at 14 with less than 3.5 to play in the first quarter. A run, it's a run for Hatcher. Started up the middle, now he's going to right. Actually, that's Carr back in the ball game. And Carr is going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Started up the middle. Everything pushed him to the outside, and a loss of a yard on the play. Run out of bounds by Preston Jeffers.
I'm going to keep an eye on that linebacker. I think he's spying on Carr because they're stringing him out when he goes out there.
So for the Wildcats, Carr, 25 yards on 5 carries. President rolling out to his left. He's got a man picked off at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a pick 6 for Aledo unless President can get to him. It is a touchdown. Larry Brown, a junior linebacker, returns it 30 yards for the pick 6. And Aledo has its first lead of the game, 20-14, and Temple down in a game for the first time this postseason. A big turn of events for the Wildcats with a pick 6. President was throwing across his body and did not see Brown there. Brown goes in pretty much untouched. President with a valiant effort to bring him down right near the goal line, but the official called it a touchdown. So President, first turnover of the game for either squad, going against the Wildcats, and it's in for 6 with 2:38 to play in the first quarter. Ben Rogers on for the extra point attempt for Aledo. Some of the air sucked out of the building for the Wildcats fans, not used to seeing the Cats behind. Kick is up and good. It's 21-14 with 2:38 to play in the first quarter. Wildcats will get another go at it when we get back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football, our game presented by Dead Fish Grill. You're listening on KTEM and K1017. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton, Davion Curtis, Clint Cole, Jeff Carr back deep for the kickoff. And first thing to go against the Wildcats today, other than some defensive breakdowns, is a pick 6 from Chad President. Larry Brown took it back for 6, and the Wildcats down 21-14 with 2:38 to play in the first quarter. Kickoff coming. It is straight down the center of the field. Now a little bit to the right as Curtis gets it at the 18. He's going to bring it straight up the field. He's got a little bit of an opening across the 30, across the 40, out across the 45, right up to midfield. Huge return from Davion Curtis as Primera and Peak bring him down right at midfield. That's exactly what I expected Curtis to do on that last kickoff, but didn't do it. This time started that way, cut it back to the left, and just took it right up the sideline and gets to midfield. Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 from midfield. Temple needs to get their feet back underneath them.
Now we got to go score.
Down for the first time in the playoffs off a pick 6 from Chad President. President back out with Hatcher to his right, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Ball is actually across midfield at the 48-yard line. It is a give to Hatcher. Hatcher's got nowhere to go, bottled up behind the line of scrimmage, brought down on the play by Ryan Heiss and Cole Stewart. Stewart, a junior. That is a loss of 3 on the play, back across midfield into Temple territory as Temple moves right to left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, they've got that linebacker spying on the running back.
2 receivers on each side of the formation. Play action. President back to pass. He's got a man over the middle of the field. It's Hannon. Hannon can't get to it. He had his man beat by a step. It's going to be 3rd down and 13 for the Wildcats offense. Coverage there by Heiss. And the incompletion brings up a 3rd down and long. Hannon had his man beat, but President just a little bit out in front of him.
It's a big play. I know we'll go for it on 4th, but this is where they scored their first touchdown when we went for it out here and they held us.
Just short of midfield on a 3rd down and 13. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. President from the gun. Play action. Back to pass. Now he's got to scramble to his left. He's got guys all over him. Still trying to get rid of it. Throws it downfield and very nearly picked off inside the 30-yard line. He was looking for Minter. Coverage on the play by Jonathan Durham, and Temple likely will punt this one away as Jordan Lee checks into the ball game. We have got a player down on the field.
I definitely would kick that ball this time.
It is a Bearcat down on the field at the 30-yard line. I thought President may have stepped out of bounds back in the backfield, but they let him get rid of it, and number 6 is down. Patrick Peak, a defensive back, I believe, is the one injured. We will take a quick timeout. We'll come back. It'll be a 4th down and 13 for the Wildcat offense. When we return, you're listening to Temple Wildcat football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back as we cut in here on KTEM and K1017. Temple Wildcat football, 5A Division I state championship game. Temple will punt on a 4th down and 12. Good starting field position did not help on this drive as Jordan Lee standing back at his own 35. Ryan Durham, a dangerous punt returner, is back deep, and it's just going to be a shank out of bounds in order to avoid kicking to the dangerous Durham. I believe he had 5 or 6 punt returns for a touchdown last weekend, and now a critical time for this Wildcat defense.
It really is.
Down 21-14 with 1:42 to play in the first quarter. Aledo weathered the early storm from the Wildcats. A 7-0 deficit, 14-7 deficit. Aledo has come back to take the lead, and now with the ball at their own 30-yard line. And just over a minute and a half to play in the first quarter, a chance to extend their lead if the Wildcats can't play defense closer to what they did on the first drive of the game, in which they held Aledo to a 3-and-out. It is a Wildcat formation as Durham is in at the quarterback position. He's joined on the right by Anders. Durham's just going to run it, looking for a hole, started up the middle, spins out of a tackle, spins forward across the 35 to the 36-yard line, a pickup of 6 yards, hit right at the line of scrimmage as finally brought down by Marquel Davis-Ponce, avoided a tackle right at the line of scrimmage with a nifty spin move, and it is officially a 5-yard gain for Newsom, setting up a 2nd down and 5. Temple Wildcats defense, 4 down linemen. Bishop back into the game at quarterback with Anders to his right. 3 receivers left. A zone play. It's going to the left. Plenty of room for Anders as the ball's on the ground. Wildcats diving for it. No, it is a 3rd down. 4-yard gain. Ball hit the turf, but recovered on the play, and it's a yard shy of the 1st down. There for the recovery for Aledo was Austin Summerhill. Johnny on the spot that time, and it's a 3rd down and 1 after the carry by Jess Anders.
Boy, huge play coming up here.
Yeah, it was on the turf, but right there for the recovery was Summerhill. Corey Mann in on the strip that time. Pistol formation with an extra blocker in the backfield. Bishop out of the gun. A receiver on each side on a 3rd down and 1. Turns, hands. A spin move, gets past the first wave of tacklers out to the 44-yard line. That's a pickup of 5 yards and a 1st down. Eduardo Escobedo on the stop. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Temple down 21-14, and it's a 1st and 10 for Aledo at the 44-yard line. 14 yards on 6 carries for Anders, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. A lot of points, but Temple, after a couple of early leads, finds themselves down 21-14 at the end of the first 12 minutes of play. We'll take a break. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Aledo when we get back to start the second quarter. You're listening to Temple Wildcat Football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Jamie Garrett alongside Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Jerry World, the host of the 5A Division I state championship game at the end of the first quarter. Temple, who had a 7-0 and 14-7 lead at one point in time, down 21-14. And Aledo with the ball out near midfield with a 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. As we begin the second quarter, Aledo will be moving right to left, and Temple moving left to right here in the second quarter. Wildcats with their first deficit of the postseason, and it's been Luke Bishop's legs. 3 carries, 109 yards, and a 55-yard touchdown run. That's been the big difference, aside from the pick 6 thrown by Chad President. As we start the second quarter, still waiting for Fox Sports Southwest to get back for the game. Bishop only 1 for 3 through the air for 13 yards. But on the ground, those 3 carries for 109 yards. Other than that, Temple's been doing a pretty good job. But those are 2 pretty big ones here in the state championship game. Bishop from the gun. Anders to his left. It is a zone play. Anders has it going right, cuts it back left. Now swarmed under after just a couple of yards for a gain. There are 10 Wildcat jerseys right there at the stack once the play got going. Hernandez, along with Ethan Brown, in on the stop. Minimal gain on the play, sets up a 2nd down and 8. After the run by Anders. We have not seen the second running back, Isaiah Mallory, for Aledo. One of these 2 backs has been injured off and on throughout the season. Mallory's actually the leading rusher, but I believe it's Anders that has been the one that's been injured, but he's back in and looking full strength this afternoon. A 2nd down and 8. 3 receivers go left. Bishop out of the gun with Anders to his right. Good snap. A play action as Bishop rolling right. He's got a man open in Temple territory down at the 41-yard line. That is a pass completion to Austin Summerhill, and a 1st down with 11:08 to play in the second quarter for Aledo. $12 yards on the pickup from Bishop to Summerhill. Both completions today going to Summerhill. A 1st and 10 at the Temple 42-yard line. Under 11 to play. First half, Temple down 21-14 from the gun. Bishop Running the zone play, gives it to Anders. Anders a whole lot of room out in front, spins out of a tackle, still on his feet, still fighting at the 30-yard line, and pushes forward down to the 28-yard line. That's a pickup of 14 yards and another Aledo first down. The Hernandez twins involved.
He picked up as much on that as he had on his first 6 carries.
Yeah, he had 16 yards on his first 7 carries.
7 carries, yeah.
Now 8 carries, 30 yards. For Anders, big hole opened up by that offensive line. It's 1st and 10 at the Temple 28-yard line, 10:23 clock running first quarter. A pistol formation as Newsom is in the backfield. Newsom started right, now going left. He gets past Taquan Graham, cuts it up, avoids the tackle of Escobedo, but a great open field tackle by one of the linebackers, I believe. That was Quentin Smith with a great stop, and Ashton Logan in on the stop as well. Got past Graham, cut it back up on Escobedo, and finally brought down Quentin Smith, the first to get there. And Logan cleaned it up. Still a nice 5-yard run on first down into the Wildcat formation. Second carry of the game for Newsom, both of them for 5 yards. It's a 2nd and 5 inside the 25 at the 23-yard line for Aledo, leading at 21-14. 9:43 to play in the first half. Aledo sending 2 receivers right. Tight end lined up on the left side. Pistol formation for Bishop. He's got Anders behind him. Turns, hands it to Anders. Started right, cuts back left. There for the stop is Videric Grayer. Great stop, no gain on the play. Sets up a 3rd down and 5 as Grayer jumping up and down a little bit with a great open field tackle.
That was really a good tackle. He was in the hole. A while ago, he ran past the hole, and he broke it for a touchdown. Good play.
It is a 3rd down and 5 at the 23-yard line. Need to take it to the 18. 3 receivers go right. Logan's out there. Cole is out there. Escobedo in the area, as well as Marquel Davis-Ponce. Pistol or a shotgun formation. Temple looking to bring more, and Temple's going to jump. No, it's going to be against Aledo.
Attaboy.
As jumping early was Logan Peterson. I thought Temple may have jumped across, but instantly Peterson started slapping the turf with disgust. And instead of 3rd and 5, the officials are discussing this for an awful long time. Temple was bringing some guys in the gap, bringing 2 extra blitzers. So I thought it may have been offsides.
Temple's been penalized once. This will be their first penalty if it is. Step it off, Mr. Ref.
They're going to explain it to the Temple coaches. They are going to call an offsides against Temple.
Oh, man.
Saying that he drew him offsides. That should be enough for the first down. And Aledo able to pick up the first down on a penalty. You hate to see that. Penalties were one of the 3 keys I saw today. Or I mentioned earlier for Temple. It is a 1st down and 10 at the 17.
They still don't have a penalty.
And Aledo threatening to push this game out to a 2-score lead as they have driven the length of the field this time. 8:48 to play, second quarter. Aledo leading 21-14 rather, into the red zone at the 17. Bishop from the gun. It's a straight quarterback draw. Looking for it, and Temple's got a face mask coming in. If that's not called, I don't see a flag yet, but my goodness, he nearly had his head ripped off.
That was a good block, too, by the left side of the...
Yeah, Anders came through there, put a block on Smith, and looked like Smith got the face mask but didn't get the call. That's a pickup of 5 yards down to the 12-yard line, 2nd and 5, after Bishop picks up 5 and gets a neck realignment courtesy of the chiropractic firm of Quentin Smith. 8:09 clock running, second quarter. Aledo with a 1-score lead and a 2nd and 5 inside the Temple 15. 2 receivers going right. A pistol formation for Durham. Durham's got it right up the middle. Tries to push forward, but a great stick in the open field by Quentin Smith. Says, no, sir. That's a pickup of 3. Sets up a 3rd down and 3 now. From the 10, need to take it to the 7-yard line, but Quentin Smith with a great stop in the open field. 2-yard gain. And a big 3rd down for the Temple defense here.
This is huge. Now, they got a good field goal kicker, but it'd sure be good if we can hold them to a field goal.
They push it back to the 11-yard line. It's a 3rd down and 4.
Watch
2 receivers go right. Whole lot of players bunched in by the line of scrimmage. Pistol formation with an extra blocker to the right of Bishop. Turns, gives it to Anders. Big hole, cuts through. Touchdown, Aledo. From 11 yards out. That was just shifty running by Anders to get through the arm tackles of the Temple Wildcats, and it's 27-14 with 7:06 to play in the second quarter. Aledo with a 2-possession lead. Anders' second touchdown of the game, 41 yards on 10 carries now, and the 2 scores. Ben Rogers on for the extra point. Low snap, gets it down, up, and good. Wildcats down by 2 scores. Can Chad President, Carr, Hatcher, and that offense answer? We'll find out. We're back for the kickoff right after this. You're listening to Temple Wildcat football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Jamie Garrett, Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. The 5A Division I state championship game. Our game presented by the Dead Fish Grill, the restaurant with a view. And our second quarter brought to you by Smile at the World Orthodontics. Temple down 28-14, 7:06 to play in the first half. Temple had a 14-7 lead. And in the blink of an eye, Aledo, a pick six, and then a methodical drive downfield, catching the Wildcats out of position a couple of times. Anders put on a couple of great moves on an 11-yard touchdown run, and that puts Aledo up 28-14.
12 plays on a 70-yard drive after a short 18-yard punt by Temple.
Temple avoiding Durham Ryan Newsom in the kick game, and avoiding Durham in the kick game, but Newsom's been playing the Wildcat position. 3 different runs for him today for 11 yards. And Temple will be returning left to right. Curtis has had a big return today. Also with a touchdown reception from Chad President. Clint Cole and Jeff Carr also back deep for the Wildcats. Reed Veerling with the kickoff. It'll be a short kick, and running up underneath it, Carr lets it bounce at the 18, gets it, and he'll be missing a tackle, or slips a tackle but goes backwards. Slipped a tackle at the 19, ball back at the 17. It'll be a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 from there. Not very good starting field position for the Wildcats. Aaron Hale on the stop.
This team is so well coached. They stay in their lanes really well. Now, Temple's got to come back. You know, we're a pretty good football team too, but now's the time to show it.
Carr is coming off the field a little slow. He had an ankle injury last week against Vandegrift, and he heads for the sideline. 2 receivers going left, 2 right. Hatcher into the backfield with President. Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 from the Temple 18-yard line. President from the gun. It is a give to Hatcher. Hatcher goes over the left side, slips through a tackle. Couldn't get a final block to spring him further, but he's out to the 22-yard line. That's a pickup of 4 yards, setting up a 2nd down and 6. Reed Smith on the stop.
Since the interception, we haven't thrown but twice, and they were both incomplete. We got to get back to there, and I think we will here.
President, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Hatcher to the right of President in the backfield. Minter into block, play action. President has time, looking over the left side. He's got a man with a step. Pass interference should be coming. No call on the play as Curtis was interfered with at the last second.
It's okay to throw a flag on them. They don't have any.
Had Tanner Heppel on the coverage. No, Jonathan Durham on the coverage, rather. So an incompletion brings up now a 3rd down and 6 as the Wildcats need a big play to keep this drive alive. President just a little bit too far out in front of Curtis. Had a player diving at his ankles, though. President back to pass. Has time. Looking right, and Freeman's got it. Complete out to the 28-yard line, very near a 1st down. Freeman got 1 foot down, coverage by Isaiah Mallory, but really not close. In time. Great play by Freeman. They're going to have to measure, though.
Yeah, and the down marker's on the other side of the field, so they got to come all the way across.
122 yards through the air for President, including a 48-yard touchdown pass, but last touchdown pass President threw was to the other team. So Wildcats need the call here. They need the 1st down as they measure. It was a great catch from Freeman, who bobbled the ball at first, but luckily the officials on the sideline down near us said, hey, he got the foot down.
Give him a measurement like last night. If it's short, give him a 1st down. He ain't short.
It is a 1st down for the Wildcats by the nose of the football.
We'll take it. We need
Wildcats with the Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 with 6:20 to play in the second quarter. Wildcats down 28-14 after at one time in the first quarter having a 14-7 lead. So the completion from President to Freeman keeps the drive alive. Hannon, Curtis, and Minter split out wide to the left. Freeman to the right. Hatcher in the backfield after Carr limped off the field after that kickoff return. President with Hatcher to his left in the backfield. Working from the shotgun on the Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 28. Play action, President completes to Minter. Minter fighting for it, breaks a tackle out to the 40-yard line. That'll be enough for the Las Vegas Jewelers. First down out to the 41-yard line, a pickup of 13. And another big first down for the Wildcats. Minter's second reception of the game.
Both of them good big ones.
And that'll bring up a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10. 3 receivers left, 1 right. President with Hatcher to his left, puts it in the belly of Hatcher. Hatcher started up the middle, cutting right out across near the 45, just inside the 44-yard line. And that's a pickup of 3 yards on the Las Vegas Jewelers first down. Garrett Ewell with the stop.
They're doing a good job of ganging our backs, and that's what they're doing. They got a linebacker assigned to them, but that passing game opens it up, and it has on them 2 completions.
2nd and 7, quick pass from President. He's got Seastrunk across midfield, very near the first down into Aledo territory. Seastrunk's first reception brought down by Isaiah Mallory. That will be enough for the Las Vegas Jewelers first down.
Hello, baby. Seastrunk caught a couple last game. He's coming on now. Sophomore kid.
9 yards on the completion to Seastrunk. Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10. It's a give. No, it's a keep for President right up the middle. Makes a man miss at the 40. Falls forward to about the 37-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of near 10 yards. Brought down by Patrick Peak, but very close to a first down for the Wildcats. They're going to say 9 yards on the carry for President, as he's got Hatcher to his right. 2 receivers left. Motion from Hannon left to right across the formation. It is a quick pass to Hannon out of the backfield. Trying to make a man miss and brought down. No gain on the play. Brought down by Patrick Peak, as Hannon couldn't make the first man miss. And that should be no gain, and a 3rd and 1 coming up for the Wildcats offense. 144 yards passing for President. Big one here, 3rd and 1, 2 receivers left, 1 right. President gives it to Hatcher. Hatcher trying to push forward, pushing the pile forward. Should have enough for the first down as he's down to the 37-yard line. Picks up 2 when he needed 1, and that's another. Las Vegas Jewelers first down. Garrett Ewell on the stop for Aledo.
This is a key drive, and we're really playing well. We're blocking. Offensive line's doing a good job.
It is a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the Aledo 37. A 2 receiver set left, 1 right. President back to pass. And he's still waiting. Ball tipped. Minter the intended target, but Garrett Ewell there to tip the ball away, as President didn't get it far enough out in front. Just good coverage by Ewell that time. President's incompletion makes it a 2nd and 10, as Ewell's been all over the field today. 2 receivers going left. That's Hannon and Curtis. Seastrunk and Freeman split to the right. Hatcher a step behind and to the right of President from the gun. Puts it in the belly of Hatcher. Hatcher going forward inside the 35, falling forward to about the 33. That is a pickup of 4 yards, brings up a 3rd down and 6. Daniel Sanchez on the stop.
That was our 11th play of this drive. We're marching well. We need to score, though.
A big 3rd down here, a 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Hatcher to the left of President in the backfield. President back to pass, looking right. He's got a man downfield, out of the reach of Freeman. Freeman cut his route off, or that would have been a completion for 6, and Freeman knows it. That brings up a 4th down, and the Wildcats more than likely going to go for it from the 33-yard line. Coverage by Kobe Scott, but Scott was beat. Freeman just cut his route off.
He sure did. And we got to complete this pass right now, because they get the ball to start the second half.
A 4th and 6, President from the gun with a 4 wide look, 2 on either side of the formation. Temple says, hold up, let's look over to the sideline, see what the coaches want to do. President with Hatcher in the backfield, changes the play with his offensive line. 2 receivers each side of the formation. Hatcher in the backfield, President back to pass. Pressure coming. President steps up. He's got a man inside the 25, right at the 25. That should be enough for the Las Vegas Jewelers first down. Isaiah Mallory on the stop, but a nice pickup of 8 yards to Keon Seastrunk, his second big catch this drive.
Nice catch. Seastrunk's coming on.
Las Vegas Jewelers first down and a flag thrown. Hatcher has a seam inside the 20, down at the 19-yard line. That is a pickup of 6 yards. We'll see what the flag is in for. They didn't stop the play, but Temple may not have been set in time. A 6-yard run. We'll see what the officials have to say about that. 28-14 our score. Temple down to Aledo with 3:25 to play in the first half. Temple with all 3 timeouts left. Both teams with all 3 timeouts left. The officials still talking this over. The last time they talked, it didn't end well for the Wildcats.
That's a long talk. Come on, Mr. F, tell us what's going on.
Still waiting. He's going over to talk to Coach Spradlin, so it must not be good news for the Wildcats.
That's twice he's gone over and talked to him.
Both times it's not ended well for the Wildcats, down 28-14, under 3.5 to play in the first half. Illegal substitution against Aledo. That's an automatic, that's a replay of first down.
That's their first penalty, too.
12 men on the field for Aledo. Temple caught them. They went quick that time. Didn't even get the Las Vegas Jewelers first down called. Aledo's going to call a timeout here with 3:25 to play in the first quarter. Temple down 28-14, but driving inside the red zone now. We'll take a break. Back with more Temple Wildcat football next on KTEM and K1017. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017, KLTD FM Temple, KTEM AM Temple. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Temple down 28-14, 3:25 to play in the first quarter. Temple driving and Aledo spinning their first timeout, almost like a basketball timeout. You want to stop the momentum for the Temple Wildcats, but the Wildcats, after holding a 14-7 lead, fall down 28-14, and big of them to fight back here if they can score before halftime, keep it at one possession heading into the second half. That'll be big.
Because they get the ball. We don't need to let them have the ball back before half here. If we can score, cut it down to one score, we'll be okay. This is the 14th play. This is an outstanding drive by Temple. They had to do it, and they're doing it.
And keeping the Aledo offense off the field, that's big as well.
Absolutely.
It's a 1st and 5 after a 5-yard illegal substitution penalty against Aledo. So Temple wiped that run off the board from Hatcher, but he'll gladly take it to get an extra down. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left on the Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 5. It's going to be a keeper for President right up the middle. He's got near the first down to the 10-yard line, and that is enough for a Las Vegas Jewelers first down. It's a 1st and goal. Larry Brown, who had the pick 6 earlier, makes the stop on President, but not before he picks up the 5 yards.
And that's President's best run of the night.
Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. President gives to Hatcher, started up the middle, going left, trying to outrun. Inside the 10, slips a tackle, brought down after an 8-yard run. About the 7-yard line, brought down on the play by James Williams, but a good run from Hatcher to get the Wildcats down close to the 5-yard line. 57 yards on 11 carries for Hatcher in the ballgame. A 2nd down and 2 at the 7-yard line. Hatcher gets it from President, starts up the middle, cuts, dives, dodges, ducks and weaves into the end zone for a touchdown. That's Wildcats.
Big. That's
a
big.
Flag on the field, though.
Uh-oh. Come on. Be against them, please.
2:33 to play in the first half.
Oh, hold against
Temple. Hold against the Wildcats, so hold everything. Penalty bug taking another touchdown off the board. 2 touchdowns taken off the board last week in the game against Vandegrift. Didn't matter. It was a 76-35 game. But when you're playing Aledo and you're down by 2 scores with about 2.5 minutes until halftime, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
2nd and goal back at the 17-yard line. President from the gun. Hannon in motion across the formation. Play action. President hit as he throws. Underthrows. I believe that was Curtis, his intended target. And it brings up a 3rd down and goal from the 17-yard line.
Got to get some points out of this drive. This is a long drive, one of our longest of the year. 16th play coming up.
President on a 3rd and goal from the 17 has 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Hatcher to the right of President. Play action. President back to pass. Looking over the right side. Hannon had a step, but nearly intercepted as President put too much air underneath it. The coverage by Isaiah Mallory makes it a 4th and goal from the 17-yard line. We'll see if the Wildcats, they will send the field goal unit on.
Got to get some points out of it.
President had time, threw it up just too much time. It was a wobbler of a pass. And Mallory very nearly got back there for the interception. So Cole Martin on for his 4th field goal attempt of the playoffs. He's 1 for 4. The one he hit was a big one, a game winner. It's a 35-yard field goal attempt. Hannon to hold, McKeska to snap. From the left hash mark. Thinner hash marks than you see in high school football. Hannon gets the snap down. Kick is up. Kick is good. 35-yard field goal from Cole Martin. And it is 28-17 with 2:16 to play in the first half. We'll take a break. We're back for the Temple kickoff right after this. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, the 5A Division I state championship game. 2:16 left before halftime. Wildcats down 28-17. Could have been 28-21. Hatcher at a 7-yard Wes's Burger Shack and More touchdown run taken off the board because of a holding penalty. And the Wildcats forced to settle for a 35-yard field goal from Cole Martin, down 28-17 in the state championship game. And those penalties, Temple's been able to make up for them this year, but when you're down 2 touchdowns against a tough Aledo team that gets the ball first in the second half, that's not one that's easy to stomach for the Wildcats.
No, it's not, and this is a different caliber team than what we've been playing, too.
Aledo with the lead, so that's 4 points Temple leaves on the board because of a penalty. Temple will bring about the El Chico kickoff, brought to you by El Chico on 31st Street in Temple. $25 holiday gift card and get a $5 gift card for free, limit 4. Our game presented by Dead Fish Grill, the restaurant with a view. And the second quarter brought to you by Smile at the World Orthodontics. I want to thank all of our sponsors for being a part of the broadcast this year as the Temple Wildcats wrap up the 2014 stadium exactly, or 2014 season exactly where you want to be. And that's here in the state championship game at Jerry World. But the Wildcats, after having a 14-7 lead, saw Aledo score 21 straight points and take a 28-14 lead back to within 28-17. But the Wildcats need a turnover at best, a stop, and no points at minimum here to make this a ball game in the second half.
Because they can score. They've only had the ball 24 plays in the first half, and we've had it 40. That's, they get points on the board with very few plays.
Cole Martin set for the kickoff, kicking off left to right. Aledo returning right to left. 2 men back deep for Aledo. It is a pooch kick, and it is coming. Fair catch called for and grabbed at about the 35-yard line. Austin Summerhill hauls it in for Aledo. Good starting field position. Aledo has certainly won the field position battle against the Wildcats today, with the Wildcats beginning many drives inside their own 20-yard line.
We don't need to let them score now for sure, because they get the ball with the second half kickoff.
2:15 on the clock, first half. Temple down by 11, 28-17. Aledo scored on each of their last 4 drives.
Really have.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Out of the shotgun, Luke Bishop with a back on either side. Anders is to his left. That's who gets it. Now it'll be a keeper for Bishop. Bishop slips a tackle out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Just poor tackling by the part of the Temple defense. 7-yard gain before being brought down by Escobedo.
Tell you what, that's a pretty good quarterback. You're right there. We just missed some tackles, but he's still up over 120 yards.
5 carries, 121 yards, and a 55-yard touchdown run. Had a 48-yarder, followed by a 55-yarder. That was for a touchdown. And so he has made headway on the ground. 2nd and 3, minute 43, clock running first half. 2 receivers right, 1 left from the gun. Bishop, Temple looked to be sneaking up an extra blitzer. Bishop has to step up, running for his life, and just throws it away. That could be an intentional grounding. I have not seen the flag from the official. There we go.
There it is. It's what it is, because he didn't get outside.
Quentin Smith brought the pressure that time. And the head guy threw something on the ground. It wasn't a flag. He threw his beanbag on the ground. Nowhere near anybody on that side of the field.
Referee is a pretty good referee, but he's
got the flag out, and there it goes.
He's got a couple of duds on that. He's just not helping him much.
91 seconds left in the first half, and instead of a 3rd down and 3, this is going to be a big loss of down and loss of yardage.
Yeah. There we go. That's good.
So a 3rd down and long now for Aledo. Temple with a chance to get off the field, and I don't want to start thinking ahead to a Temple offensive possession until the defense can get off the field, because Aledo has picked up some big 3rd downs today. And this is going to be a 3rd down and about 11. Ball at the 34-yard line. Aledo, 2 receivers right, 2 left. Anders to the right of Bishop, working from the shotgun. Bishop gets it. Quarterback draw. He's got a hole up the middle, and he's going to have first down yardage out to the 47-yard line. A designed quarterback run, a 12-yard gain before being brought down by Quentin Smith. And Bishop once again hurting the Wildcats with his legs.
He's just a good quarterback. He sees those holes and goes straight to them.
He brought it back like he was going to pass, then put it back down, tucked it, and ran. Picked up the first down by a yard. Out of the gun with 4 wide again. Anders to the right of Bishop. Bishop, straight drop back pass, pressure coming, unloads it, has a man, and brought down at midfield. The pass that time went to Toby Gray, but a minimal gain of 3 yards. Clock running under a minute to play. Quentin Smith on the tackle. So a 2nd down and 8. 2nd and 7, rather, after a 3-yard gain from the shotgun. Bishop rolling right, looking that way, and pass is complete. Nobody back behind to the defense. And Ashton Logan
great
able
save.
to bring him down at the 10-yard line.
Boy.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line, as that is a 40-yard completion. And it went that time to Austin Summerhill, his 4th reception of the game, and that one's a big one. Biggest reception of the day for Aledo, and they are knocking on the door with 36 seconds left before halftime. Temple in danger of going into halftime down by 3 touchdowns if they can't make a big play here.
They need a big play. It's chip shot for a field goal, but we got to come up with something. We need a turnover.
All 4 completions in this game have gone to Summerhill, as Newsom's been taken out of it. 2 receivers left, pistol formation. High snap, handled. Anders has it going right, pushes the pile forward down to about the 4-yard line. That's a pickup of 6 yards. Clock running. Aledo going to call a timeout with 30 seconds left. Ethan Brown on the stop, but not before a good game by Anders. So a timeout called with 30 seconds left before halftime. We'll take a timeout with them. Temple down 28-17, and Aledo knocking on the door again. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football presented by the Dead Fish Grill on KTEM and K1017. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium, the 5A Division I state championship game. Wildcats down 28-17 with 30 seconds left before halftime, and it's a 2nd and goal for Aledo inside the 5, just inside the 5-yard line. But Aledo has scored on 4 straight possessions. Temple in danger of going down by 3 scores. Heading into halftime with Aledo possessing the ball first in the second half.
Turnover.
From the shotgun, 3 receivers bunched to the left side. It's an option play. Rolling right is the quarterback, Bishop, into the end zone. Touchdown for Aledo with 23 seconds left. Austin Summerhill with the reception from 5 yards out. Aledo leads at 34-17 with the extra point still to come. Aledo just does not give in.
That is a good football team. Good quarterback.
Rogers on for the extra point attempt. First touchdown through the air for Bishop. He's got one on the grounds. And flag coming in before the snap can get going. 23 seconds left before halftime. We've seen the Wildcats score points with about this much time left in a half. They would love to get a quick win, get a cheap one before halftime. Otherwise, you're going to be down by 18 heading into the half. That'll be against Temple. Offsides on Temple, so half the distance to the goal. And Aledo will kick a yard and a half closer.
They may go for 2 the way they are.
They're set for the extra point attempts, so we'll see if they hold to it. The holder is Garrett Hiles. And Rogers, the kicker. High snap, get it down, up and through. It's 35-17. The Wildcats down to Aledo with 23 seconds left in the first half after a 5-yard touchdown pass from Luke Bishop to Austin Summerhill. We'll take a break. Back for the kickoff. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Temple Wildcats down 35-17 with 23 seconds left before halftime. Carr is back in the game as a kick returner. He looked to be injured a little bit on the last kickoff return for the Wildcats and did not come back into the game. Hatcher with all of the carries on Temple's 16, 17 play drive that only netted a field goal. So the Wildcats have missed some opportunities. Took a touchdown off the board on their previous drive, settled for a field goal. And this kickoff taken by Curtis at the 15, starting right. Finally tries to cut back left, and he's going to be brought down inside the 15. They'll give him the 15 for forward progress. Carson White on the stop, but not a great play by the Temple return game. And once again, Temple losing the battle of field position. 18 seconds left until halftime. I'd expect the Wildcats just to take a knee.
I would.
And go in despite having 3 timeouts left. If a big return would have happened for Curtis, at least out to the 25 or 30, you might have seen Temple take a couple of shots. But from the 15, President's already got a pick 6 today. You don't want any more bad news before heading into halftime.
We can't have it. Curtis started to right and then was trapped, and he just turned around. There's good lane running on coverage, kick coverages that they've got. It's a good football team, folks.
That's a couple of times that the Wildcats have tried to run all the way across the course of the field. They lost to Vigagilo's first down. Handoff to Hatcher up the right and comes back to the middle to about the 23-yard line, and no timeout yet. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, and the Wildcats just head to the locker room down 35-17. First time this postseason the Wildcats have been down in a ball game, and it's a big deficit at halftime. Going to take a monumental comeback in the second half to dethrone the defending champion Aledo Bearcats. We're going to take a break. We'll come back here in a couple of minutes. Our halftime show brought to you by Johnny's Cleaners. 3 locations to serve you throughout Central Texas. 2 in Temple, 116 South Main, downtown Temple. Also at 2703 South 37th in Temple, and the drop-off location in Springhouse on Royal Street in Salado. We are at the half. Temple losing in the state championship game, down 35-17. We'll take a break. Back for the halftime show right after this. You're listening to Temple Wildcat football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple High School football on KTEM and K1017. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017, presented by the Dead Fish Grill. Our third quarter brought to you by Smile at the World Orthodontics. We are set for the start of the second half. Temple will kick off right to left, returned by Aledo left to right. Aledo on top 35-17 in this 5A Division I state championship game. Wildcats a lot of ground to make up in the second half. Ryan Newsom back deep, Toby Gray back deep as well for the Aledo Bearcats. Bearcats have won 4 out of 5, looking for their 5th title in 6 years. Wildcats have a long way to go to stop that from happening. Cole Martin with a pooch kick that will be caught at about the 35-yard line. Hauling it in is Garrett Hiles, and that'll be good starting field position. Once again, that was one of the untold stories of the first half, is Aledo. Despite their proficiency on offense, Temple did them a bunch of favors with good starting field position. A couple of drives starting outside the 40, and just about every other drive starting at least the 30-yard line. So the Wildcats defensively have to make a couple of plays here in the second half to give their offense a fighting chance. Luke Bishop in the first half only 68 yards through the air, but 133 yards on 6 carries on the ground. 3 receivers to the right as Aledo comes out 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Jess Anders to the left of Bishop. Anders gets it right up the middle. He cuts through a hole and slips through a tackle. That is Marquel Davis-Ponce on a great stop, just grabbing jersey and hanging on after a decent run on first down. A gain of 4 yards sets up a 2nd down and 6. Anders 52 yards on 12 carries after that run. Aledo, they are going to suck some time here in the second half. They are already huddling up, trying to take some extra time.
That's what they did against Tyler last week, control the clock.
2nd and 6, Bishop out of the gun with Anders to his left. It is a play action. Bishop rolling left, rolling left, rolling left. Big throw downfield, and Temple is there for the coverage. That is Ashton Logan, one of them to get there. And Eduardo Escobedo, one of those two, knocked it out of the air right before it got to Ryan Newsom. He had a step, but Temple closed. And Newsom still without a catch. He's got more Division 1A scholarship offers in the mail this week alone than he has catches today.
Yeah, we've held him down good.
So a 3rd down and 6, and a great play by the Temple defense as they showed on the Jumbotron.
Here comes a zone read by Bishop, I imagine. It's what it's been all day on this situation.
3rd down and 6. Pistol formation with an extra blocker into the right of Bishop in the backfield. Turns, play action. Bishop back to pass. Now he's going to step up. He's going to run for it. He's brought down at the 40-yard line, shy of the first down. Open field tackle that time by Ty McCorkle.
That's what he did.
And Bishop's limping a little bit as he gets up, too. He's fine, but he was limping for just a second. And if that wasn't for Ty McCorkle, that would have been a huge
he was
play.
Fixing to make another 20.
And we're going to see the first punt of the game from Aledo with 10:47 now left in the third quarter. Temple down 35-17, and unless it's a fake, it should be decent starting field position for the Wildcats. Garrett Ewell into punt, standing inside his own 30 at the 28. Travell Latouche back deep for the Wildcats. It is a punt. This is actually the second punt of the game, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Bounces at the 25, and from there will roll down right at the 20, just outside the 20-yard line. So
first one was a 38-yarder. Now this one.
So the Wildcats will have a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10. The defense did what they needed to do, just like the first drive of the game for Aledo's offense in the first half. Temple holding the Bearcats to a 3-and-out. Here's the Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. President leading the offense back out. They need points, and they need them quick. Down 35-17, less than 10.5 to play in the third quarter. President from the gun. Carr back in to the left. He gets the pitch going left. A little bit of room if he can get out there. Cuts it back just outside the 20. Brought down late. Flag coming through. And that should be a hold against Temple where it was thrown. Larry Brown on the stop. A pickup of about 4 yards. Thought Carr was going to have some more, but he is just not getting that burst of speed on the outside.
Temple was penalized 4 times in the first half for only 22 yards. There we go.
So instead of 2nd and 6, it's going to be 1st and 20. As the Wildcats' second holding penalty against the offense today. The first one took a touchdown off the board, and you can look at Carr. He is not healthy. He would have made 10 more cuts in the time that it took Aledo to bring him down. That probably would have been a touchdown if Carr is healthy. That's how much room he had on the outside.
Yeah, he was out there.
Would have been for naught because of the penalty, but still Carr does not look 100%. He's still in there to the left of President. President from the gun. 1st and 20 at the 11-yard line. President, quick pass to Hannon. Hannon's got it. It's going to be another penalty against Temple as the flag's thrown right at the line of scrimmage.
Man.
The tackle by Jonathan Durham, stud cornerback, but I think they're going to have Davion Curtis or Aaron Freeman on pass interference against the offense because of a push. Yeah, he was already blocking before the pass got there. So, no, it's going to be an offsides.
Aledo.
So instead of a 1st down and 15, Temple will take the gain that I believe went to Hannon. They pick up, it's kind of hard to see here, they pick up 11, and it makes it a 2nd down and 9. So a good throw from President. It's a give to Carr, going right, cuts it back up, and brought down after a yard gain. And for Carr, again, not looking 100%, Jack McAdams on the stop. For Hannon, that was his 2nd reception of the game, but it's a big 3rd down for the Temple offense. And again, Carr, I don't know how long you can stick with him. He's a great back, but he is not 100% out there. Not able to cut like he would on that right ankle. Carr's still in there on 3rd down and 8 at the 23. President from the gun, back to pass. He's got time. Now he's going to scrambling right, still scrambling. Now scrambling back to his left, still looking for something to open up, and he's going to throw it downfield. Nearly caught by Mincher at the 40-yard line, but that incompletion makes it 4th down, and the coverage by Patrick Peak puts the Wildcats in punting formation inside the 25-yard line.
Yep.
But one thing that you're not going to see in the stats tomorrow is President avoided a sack, ran around for about 15 seconds in the backfield, and still very nearly had Hannon streaking down the left side. Preston Jeffries back deep to receive. He's standing just on the other side of his 50-yard line. Actually, it's Ryan Newsom back at his own 45. I'd be surprised if he got a chance to return it on the kick from Jordan Lee. So the offense not able to score. Lee puts his leg into it. It is right down the center of the field, and a good one. Bounces inside the 40. Newsom picks it up there. Newsom trying to get some room. Temple is there for the coverage, and they'll bring him down at about the 20-yard line. So Newsom trying to make something happen, loses about 7 yards, and Temple down 35-17, not able to score and putting the offense, or the defense rather, back out of the field with 9:02 to play in the third quarter. Videric Grayer, Marquel Davis-Ponce there on the stop for the Wildcats, as was Ben Norman chasing him around there.
That brought the Temple crowd to life, and we need that. We got a lot of people here. Get in there with them, crowd.
It's an 18-point lead for the Bearcats. Temple's defense did a good job to hold them last drive, but we'll see what happens here. A timeout called. Not sure who called the timeout that time. Oh, a TV timeout. All right. Well, we'll make it a radio timeout. Let's take a timeout with them. You're listening to Temple Wildcat football on KTIM and K1017. You're listening to the 5A Division I State Championship game. Your Temple Wildcats down to Aledo 35-17, 9:02 to play in the third quarter. Wildcats defense forcing a 3-and-out on the first drive of the second half, but Wildcats offense not able to take advantage, going 3-and-out themselves. A penalty in there for the Wildcats, putting them 10 yards in the hole to start the drive. Can't make up for it.
57-yard punt did, though.
That's a good one. At the 20-yard line, Aledo has it, 1st and 10. It's Luke Bishop. Pistol formation with Jess Anders behind him. Jake Carrasco in to block as a fullback. Everything going left, including Anders. He's got the ball, looking to get to the edge. Wildcats string it out. Ball on the ground, very nearly recovered. Marquel Davis-Ponce nearly snagged it out of the air, but it rolls out of bounds. Actually gives Aledo a bit of a nice gain on the play. Clint Cole there defensively. It's a 2nd down and 8. Anders, second time he's put the ball on the ground today.
Yep.
And his elbow was actually down, so I'm not sure what the call would have been if they would have even called it a fumble. But a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 for Aledo from the 22-yard line. Under 9 to play, third quarter. Temple losing 35-17. 3 receivers split right. Newsom is the slot receiver on that side. Anders to the left of Bishop in the backfield. On 2nd and 8, high snap handled. It's a quarterback run. Bishop right up the middle, cuts right, and going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down. Marquel Davis-Ponce on the stop. Sets up a 3rd down and actually about a yard for the first down after a 7-yard run by Luke Bishop.
He's just a hoss. Boy, it's time for a big play now to make them punt. We sure need to stop right now.
140 yards on 7 carries for Luke Bishop in the ball game, the quarterback for a 3rd down and 1 at the 29-yard line. 8:10 clock running, third quarter. Temple needs another stop. 2 receivers left. Pistol formation. Bishop gets the snap, hands to Anders. Anders with the first down by only a yard. He picks up 2. Quentin Smith on the stop, but it is an Aledo first down.
Really good tackle by Smith, but Anders is a hard runner, and he had it.
14 carries, 56 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Jess Anders. He picks up 2 when he needed 1, and was 7:46. Clock continuing to run. Aledo huddling up, trying to keep the ball away from the Wildcats offense, certainly here with the 35-17 lead. They'll try to play keep away rest of the game. Newsom split to the left. Everybody bunched in close on that side from the shotgun. Bishop with Anders to his right. It is a reverse. Newsom coming to the right. He's got a lot of room in front of him. 40, and slips by a tackle, brought down shy of midfield. Great job by the Temple defense to recover on that. Quentin Smith eventually there for the stop. A pickup of 17 for Newsom on the ground. Clint Cole also there for the stop. So Newsom's running out of the Wildcat formation. This time he gets it on a reverse. Picks up the first down on a 17-yard pickup out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. 3 receivers, including Newsom in the slot, split to the left. Anders to the right of Bishop, working out of the shotgun. Luke Bishop, senior quarterback, gives it to Anders. Anders going to the left and hits a couple of Temple defenders that time as Quentin Smith was there to stop him dead in his tracks after a 1-yard gain out to the 48-yard line. 2nd down and 9 for Aledo. Doing a good job of keeping Anders bottled up, but it's been Bishop hurting him on the ground on his quarterback runs. 6.5 to play, third quarter. Temple down 35-17. Aledo with a 2nd and 9 at their own 47, 48-yard line. It is just inside the 48. Temple, 3 down linemen look here. Bishop, pump fake, and nowhere to go. He's scrambling, still looking for somebody, and great defense, but they're going to say he made the catch at about the 41 in Temple territory. Marquell Davis-Ponce on the coverage, and looks like Stanton Pierce, the tight end, on the reception, his first of the ball game.
Oh, Bishop, he don't make many mistakes. He runs around, and when it was open, he hit it. 12-yard
pickup from Bishop. And it's a 1st and 10 at the Temple 41-yard line. More than halfway through the third quarter, 5:56 left in the third. Temple down 35-17. And Aledo moving the ball. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Bishop out of the gun. Temple looking to bring pressure. They give it to, no, Bishop's going to keep it. He's brought down in the backfield. That is Ashton Logan bringing Bishop down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of about 4 on the play. Back to the 45-yard line. 2nd down and 14 upcoming with 5.5 to play in the third. That was a great job. Bishop just grabbing a leg and holding on. Quentin Smith on the stop. First time today that Bishop's been brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it is.
Bishop out of the gun with 3 receivers left. Anders to his left in the backfield. Bishop out of the shotgun, high snap, handles it. He fakes it to Anders, rolling left. Temple bringing pressure.
Good pressure.
And that is just going to throw it away out of bounds. He was out of the pocket that time. Ethan Brown and Quentin Smith bringing the pressure, and Bishop's on his backside again. And a 3rd down and 14 upcoming for the Wildcats with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And Temple down 35-17.
He did get outside the pocket to enter. We'd had another intentional ground.
Well, they are going to throw the intentional ground.
There, yeah. I thought he was outside the pocket, but it's a late call, but that's got to be what it is.
A flag all the way back at the 40, and it came out late.
Yeah, real late.
It's either an intentional grounding call or a personal foul late hit on the quarterback, as he did end up on his backside, Bishop did. I think this will be an intentional grounding call, though, the way it's gone.
Yeah, referee threw it, so I think it is. Sure is.
All the way back at the 40 in Temple territory. It's going to be a 3rd down and about 29. And this is the Temple Wildcats' chance to get off the field.
It really is.
And get the ball back for the offense. It's back across midfield into Aledo territory. Third down and 28. 5 minutes even left in the third quarter. It's 35-17. Temple's fans coming to life, letting the defense hear him. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Bishop out of the gun, play action. Temple bringing pressure, and just out of the reach of Anders on a screen pass. They had the right call.
Oh, they did.
But overthrowing it as Temple brought the pressure and got up in the face of Bishop. Sanders there on the pressure, in addition to Quentin Smith, and Temple brought the house that time.
One of the few mistakes, well, it wasn't a mistake. Bishop just didn't throw it right. And that's caused the Temple pressure. It was looking good this half on defense.
Back to kick. It is Garrett Ewell. Travell Latouche back deep for the Wildcats. He had a fumble on a kick earlier. Temple brought some pressure. Latouche is going to have it on the ground. He picks it up at about the 20, out to the 26-yard line. So both kicks, both punts that he's touched today have been fumbled, but he's picked it up and out to about the 25, 26-yard line. Carson White on the stop for Aledo. Wildcats got a score. 4:45 left in the third. And it looks like we may have a TV timeout upcoming if the official will look down here and see, I believe, while we get set. Yep, we're going to go ahead and take a timeout. 4:45 left in the third quarter. Temple down 35-17, but decent starting field position for the offense to work with when we get back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM AM Temple and KLTD FM Temple. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium. 4:45 left in the third quarter. Wildcats fans up on the Jumbotron just begging for something to cheer about. Wildcats defense forcing back-to-back punts against Aledo for the first time all game. Now it's up to the offense to score against this tough Aledo defense. Temple's been close a couple of times, some deep passes downfield, and had 1 touchdown taken off the board already today because of a penalty. Last drive out, first play was a 10-yard penalty to back him up to 1st and 20. Need some momentum, need to be going in the right direction and keep the flags off the field at this point in time. Las Vega Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line for the Temple Wildcats. Hannon and Freeman split wide to the right. Looks like we've got a new receiver in the game on the left side of the formation. Not sure what number that is from here. But that is not Davion Curtis. That is interesting.
Yeah, he might.
Marcus Hatcher, I guess, split out wide as no. Marcus Hatcher's in the backfield. To the left of President again. Carr does not look healthy. Is that Jordan Lee out there as a receiver? All right, so not sure where Davion Curtis has gone. President from the gun. Hatcher to his left. Gives it to Hatcher. Hatcher going right through a wall. Gets a couple of yards, maybe a yard actually. Out to the 27. Sets up a 2nd down and 9. Just nothing open for Hatcher.
I tell you, Carr's injury has really hurt us because we got to go with Hatcher straight ahead. He's a good runner, good hard runner, but they're keying on him.
4 wide look for Temple. It's a give to Hatcher. Hatcher some room this time out to about the 33-yard line. It'll be shy of the 1st down, but that's a nice pickup on 2nd down. Garrett Ewell on the stop as Hatcher is brought down at the 32. That'll be a pickup of 5, setting up a 3rd down and 4. Temple needing actually 3rd and 3. Ball on the 33. Hatcher in the backfield. Quick pass from President. President gets it out. Pass is complete. It's across the 40. That's a 1st down for Keon Seastrunk. Ryan Heiss on the stop. But Seastrunk, his 3rd reception of the game, goes from the 33 out to the 42. 9 yards on the completion. And Seastrunk putting together a pretty decent day.
Yeah, he really is. He's just a sophomore.
3rd reception, 26 yards. Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 out across the 40 at the 42. President from the gun. Hatcher to his left. Hatcher going right. It's going to be a keeper for President. Not much room. President squeaks through. He's got a 1st down into Aledo territory down at the 46-yard line. That's a pickup of 12 yards and a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st down.
All right, it's President time now. This is where the leader emerges.
Davion Curtis, I believe, checking back into the ball game. No, that's Seastrunk going to the right again. Curtis is off the field. Hatcher and Jordan Lee. Hatcher in the backfield. Jordan Lee split out wide left in Curtis's place. Out of the gun on the Las Vegas Jewelers 1st down play action. President over the middle of the field. Throws it behind Seastrunk. Very nearly picked off after the tip. Jonathan Durham nearly had the interception as the throw was a little bit off targets to, I believe, Keon Seastrunk. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. President's 173 passing yards, but could not find Seastrunk. Seastrunk looked to be a little hobbled at the ankle area as well. Hatcher from the gun, or a President from the gun. Hatcher started up the middle, cuts left inside the 45, but hits a wall of tacklers at the 44, including Larry Brown. That one just inside the 44, only a gain of 2, sets up a 3rd down and 8. Certainly in 4-down territory, actually a gain of 3 for Hatcher.
We'll make it 4-down territory, but hopefully we can get it on 3rd down here.
66 yards rushing for Hatcher. Play action. President looking near side. He's got Jordan Lee. Should have enough for the 1st down to the 35-yard line. Durham there on the stop, but Temple needed 8, got 9. First catch of the ball game for Jordan Lee in any game that I can remember that wasn't a blowout. So Curtis obviously not 100%. Didn't see the injury that took him down, but he's being replaced by Lee. The give is to President. He's going to keep it, actually, coming to the near side and just stepping out of bounds outside the 30. They'll actually give him the 29. And so a pickup of 6 yards. But President, had he stayed in bounds, could have had quite a bit more as he kept it on the option play.
Well, this is where old Prez comes to the front usually, and he's done a good job driving them on this drive.
2nd down and 4. It's a give to Hatcher. He's got some room. Hog-tied, though, at about the 27-yard line. Only a pickup of 2. Sets up a 3rd down and 2. Brought down by Garrett Ewell on the play. Also Garrett Pruitt there for the stop. Temple moving quickly on a 3rd down and 2. Need to take it to the 25-yard line. Hatcher to the left of President. President turns, quick pass. He's got Hannon. Hannon's got it. 1st down yardage and more inside the 15.
Go on, Tyler.
And out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. That is a pickup of 18 yards now down at the 9-yard line. And run out of bounds brought down by Patrick Peak, who forced him out. Again, inside the 10. Got a couple extra yards for Temple after he stepped out. So good completion of 18 yards from President to Hannon.
Got to score, Cat.
Las Vegas Jewelers 1st down. It's a give to Hatcher coming left. He's
And
inside the 5, untouched for the touchdown.
He does. Good block out there.
Wildcats put 6 on the board with 1:56 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's 35-23 with the extra point still to come.
That was a great block by the tackle on the left side. he just sealed him off, and Hatcher went in untouched.
Hatcher, 9 yards on the carry, his second touchdown of the game. The Wes's Burger Shack and More touchdown makes this a ball game with 1:56 left in the third. If Martin can hit the extra point, it'll be an 11.2 possession ball game. And the way Temple's held Aledo in the first 2 drives this half, Temple's got a puncher's chance. It's 35-24, 1:56 to play in the third quarter. We'll be back for the El Chico kickoff right after this. The Wes's Burger Shack and More touchdown run of 9 yards by Marcus Hatcher gives us a ball game here in the 5A Division I championship game. We'll take a break. Back for the kickoff next on KTIM and K1017. Temple Wildcats have pulled to within 35-24 in the 5A Division I championship game on KTIM and K1017. Our game presented by the Dead Fish Grill. Temple with the kickoff. It's going to be an onside kick attempt and hauled out of the air by the Wildcats. Did he get a foot in bounds? It's going to be Wildcat football at the 46-yard line in Aledo territory. Wildcats with the onside kick and Travell Latouche hauling it in out of thin air.
We just drove 74 yards in 11 plays and just keep it going. Continue this long drive.
Wildcats with their first onside kick recovery of the season. Comes at a great time. Caught Aledo off guard. Went to the outside. And the kick in the air caught by Keon Seastrunk. Travell Latouche. I didn't think he got a foot down in bounds, but I guess maybe that doesn't matter. He landed out of bounds in the Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the Aledo 46. Crowd is on their feet. Hatcher started up the middle, cuts right, going to the outside, spins inside the 40, still on his feet down the right sideline. Hatcher inside the 20, 10, running out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Jonathan Durham running Hatcher out of bounds. Takes it from the 46 down to the 5-yard line. 39 yards in a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and goal.
This is the big man's time to shine. He always does, and he's doing it again. He's over 100 yards now.
39 yards on the carry, putting him over 100 on the day. The Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and goal. 2 receivers split out wide to the left. It's going to be a give to Hatcher, and he goes in untouched. Hatcher in for 6 with 1:39 to play in the third quarter. Hatcher with a 39-yard run, followed by a 5-yard Wes's Burger Shack and More touchdown run. It's 35-30 with the extra point still to come. 2 touchdowns in 17 seconds for the Temple Wildcats.
Attaboy, Cats. That crowd's come to life, too.
And why not? It's a 1-possession ball game. Cole Martin on for the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. It's 35-31. Wildcats down just 4 now after the Wes's Burger Shack and More touchdown run as Hatcher had Townsend out in front and went in untouched. We'll take a break. We're back for the El Chico kickoff right after this on KTIM and K1017. The Temple crowd is alive, waiting for the El Chico kickoff, brought to you by El Chico on 31st Street in Temple. Sorry, starting to lose my voice a little bit here in this 5A Division I championship game. Temple down 35-31 after 2 touchdowns in 17 seconds. Kickoff is a pooch kick coming out of the near side and caught at the 37-yard line. Dylan Davis, a backup quarterback, hauls it in. And the Wildcats defense 2 for 2 in drives in the second half, holding Aledo to punts both times, and a turnover would be great. Wildcats are going to need a big play from the defense here. Still down by 4 with 1:39 to play in the third quarter.
Temple's run 17 plays, and they've run 14. That was all on 1 possession, or 2 possessions. So, boy, it's a big time if Temple can hold them again.
A 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line where they mark it. 2 receivers split to the left, 1 right. Jess Anders to the right of Luke Bishop in the backfield. Bishop out of the shotgun. It's a straight quarterback run up the middle. Nowhere to go. Now he cuts it to the outside. He's got the edge out across the 45, across midfield, and a late hit, more than likely, coming against Temple. No flags yet. That was awfully close as Bishop is able to get a big-time run, 13 yards and a first down before being run out of bounds
right on
by
the
Ashton Logan.
In front of the Temple bench, but he didn't get a hit. I thought he was going to get penalized too, but he didn't. Good.
It is a 1st and 10 just across midfield at the 49-yard line. The Aledo crowd reacting to the no call on the hit out of bounds once they showed up on the Jumbotron. 1st and 10 at the Temple 49, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Bishop out of the gun with Anders to his right. It's another straight run for Bishop going to the right, and he's not going anywhere that time. There on the stop was Quentin Smith, throwing him out of bounds after 2, maybe 3 on the pickup. It is a 3-yard pickup for Bishop. 152 yards on 10 carries in the ball game for Bishop. It's a 2nd down and 7 at the Temple 46, a minute 24 to play, third quarter. Temple down 35-31 to the defending state champion Aledo Bearcats. But 2 touchdowns in 17 seconds from the Temple offense with an onside kick recovery sandwiched in between puts the Wildcats within striking distance. Pistol formation. Bishop out of the gun, turns, gets it to Anders, starts left, cuts it up the middle. He's got a hole, spins through a couple of arm tackles, finally brought down at the 33-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 13 and another first down for Aledo. Brought down on the play by Quentin Smith.
That's what's outstanding about this team. They just play when they have to. And they have to now, and they're doing it.
Again, Temple had several guys there at the line of scrimmage that could have reached out and stopped them, but just out of position by a slight inch, and Anders just kind of jumps over and around and through and finds his way through tiny cracks in the defense. Pistol formation again. Under a minute to play, third quarter, Temple down by 4. Pistol formation, Luke Bishop with Jess Anders behind him. Bishop turns, gives to Anders, started up the middle, tries to cut right, but a good job by the Temple defense getting there for the stop. That was Sergio Hernandez, Ethan Brown in there. And also, I believe, Travell Latouche coming in out of the secondary to help out. Actually, that was Ty McCorkle helping out on the stop. Minimal gain. 1 yard on the carry. And huddling up is Aledo, trying to run some time off this clock. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. It's a 2nd down and 9, 10 seconds on the clock. Third quarter, pistol formation, 2 receivers left. It's going to be a run going left. Anders can't get through. Coming through and blowing that up is Ty McCorkle. Loss in the backfield as we come to the end of the third quarter. That'll give the Wildcat fans something to cheer about as we head to the final 12 minutes of the season.
Really good
Final
tackle.
12 minutes in the high school career of Chad President, Jeff Carr, Marcus Hatcher, Ty McCorkle, Clint Cole. We'll see what the Wildcats can do over the final 12 minutes, down 35-31. We'll take a break back for the start of the fourth quarter. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Beginning the fourth quarter of play in the 5A Division I state championship game, your Temple Wildcats down 35-31 against the defending champion. 4 out of 5 of the last championships have found their resting place in Aledo. Wildcats with back-to-back touchdowns to pull to within 4. It's a 3rd and 11 for the Aledo offense as we begin the fourth quarter. Our game presented by Dead Fish Grill, the restaurant with a view online, deadfishgrill.com. Our fourth quarter brought to you by Smile at the World Orthodontics. Jamie Garrett, Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, still waiting for the TV timeout to come back. Tony Adams doing a great job again spotting for us today. Ricky Crow was a guest in the studio earlier. It's been a great day. Final 12 minutes in the broadcasting career of Gene Pemberton.
We got to win it.
Got to win it, down 35-31. It was 35-17 at halftime. Temple with a chance to get off the field on a 3rd and 11. A big play by Ty McCorkle on a 2nd and 9 was a 2-yard loss in the backfield for Anders.
Boy, this is a big, big play right here. But they're not in field goal range from out here. We can stop them.
Pistol formation. Bishop turns, play action, has time. Now he's going to step up, try to run for it. He's got some room out in front. He's brought down. That's Ty McCorkle bringing him down at the 29-yard line. About 5 yards shy, 6 yards shy of the first down. And you would kind of expect Aledo to go for it here on 4th down. It's going to be a 4th down and 6.
They may kick field goal. Let's see if they got a pretty good kicker. It'd be a long one.
Ball's at the 29-yard line. Need to take it to the 23 for a first down.
47.
And it looks like Aledo's going to go for it. Bishop out on the field, working from the shotgun. 2 receivers left, including Newsom. Split to the outside on the left side. Clint Cole out there to cover him. 1 receiver right from the shotgun. Bishop with Temple bringing a couple of extra blitzers. They bring pressure. It gets there, but the pass is complete. First down and more. Anders slips through the tackle, and Eduardo Escobedo had a chance to knock him out inside the 5-yard line, but kind of called off his run. Kind of surprised. Escobedo just let him have the final 3 or 4 yards. That's kind of disappointing, but the Wildcats now down 41-31 with an all-important extra point to come as Anders was just hit out of the backfield on a little lob pass. And again, Escobedo just gave up at the 5-yard line. That is shocking. He had the angle on him, but did not bring him down. So, and Anders across for the kick. Ben Rogers on for the extra point. This is a big one. It's up and no problem at all. It's 42-31. Temple Wildcats with 11:03 to play in the game have to make a comeback from 11 down. We'll take a break. Back for the kickoff right after this. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017, presented by the Dead Fish Grill. Jeff Carr from the 14-yard line on the kickoff return gets a bit of a seam out across the 25 to about the 27. Best starting field position for the Wildcats in a while, aside from the onside kick. Brought down on the play by Isaiah Mallory. So the Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, who are down 42-31, and Jeff Carr is slow to get up. The trainer's coming out on the field. He's given it everything he's had this afternoon. Unfortunately, because of kind of a cheap shot last week at the bottom of a pile, Carr's ankle is not 100%, and he's been hobbled throughout this game as the crowd falls silent. Carr's quickly up, but he is needing help off the field, and it's going to be Hatcher's game the rest of the way. Carr's given it his all, but he, even when in the game in the second half at running back, has not looked 100%, not cutting with the same cut ability, juke ability he's had. And so if it's going to be a running back for Temple, it's going to be Hatcher.
That last drive was 62 yards in 7 plays. They've run 21 plays now to our 17, so it's pretty even, but we need to go score again.
So Temple running over the left side. A run from Hatcher brought down by Ewell on the play. A 2-yard gain over the left side sets up a 2nd down and 8 as the Wildcats move quickly after that Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10. President from the gun, 2 receivers right, 2 left, turns, gives it to Hatcher. Hatcher over the right side, a little bit of a seam out across the 35 and very close to the first down. Should have the first down after a 9-yard run. Jackson Fletcher and Larry Brown on the stop, but there is another Temple player down on the field, and I'm not sure who it is that is slow to get up. I believe that is Hatcher that is slow to get up for the Wildcats, and that is not good news. Let's take a break. Temple down 42-31, 10:29 to play in the fourth quarter, but down 1 running back in Jeff Carr. And Marcus Hatcher on the field now. That's not a good sign. We'll take a break, come back with more Temple Wildcat football on KTEM and K1017. On a 2nd down play, it's a keeper for President right up the middle. He's across the 40, pushes out near the 45. That's a pickup on the Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 of about 7 yards rather. And it's a 2nd down and 3. Isaiah Mallory on the stop. Hatcher out of the game. Carr out of the game. Davion Curtis out of the game. And it's up to Devontae Neely in the backfield. That was a 7-yard run for President, 2nd and 3. The give is to Neely. He is able to get through the first couple of arm tackles. He's still on the loose inside the 45, spinning forward inside the 40 in Aledo territory. A great run across midfield. 16 yards and a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st down.
He's a good little runner. He's next year going to be something else.
Quickly moving, 3 receivers right, 1 left for President out of the gun. He gives it to Neely. Neely's got some room inside the 35 and finally hit it about the 32-yard line. That is a stop from Garrett Ewell, but a nice gain on 1st down as Hatcher comes back into the ball game now. He's looking a little hobbled, but he'll check in for Neely, who's done a great job in the interim, although Neely did lose a shoe there.
Yeah, that Neely, he'd go. He got 125 in the fourth quarter last week.
22 yards on the 2 carries he was in. It is a 2nd down and 4. President from the gun. Hatcher to his left. Hatcher gets it going right, trying to get to the edge, cuts it back up inside. He's inside the 30, 25, down the right sideline, 15, 10, out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A pickup of 25 yards and another Las Vegas Jewelers 1st down. Patrick Peak running Hatcher out of bounds, and he says, hey, I'm not done just yet.
That rascal, he is just he comes on in the second half.
157 yards in the ball game. Hatcher from the gun on the Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and goal. It's a give to Hatcher, makes a spin move at the line of scrimmage. Squeaks forward to about the 6. Only a gain of 1, 2nd and goal from the 6. And Hatcher again is slow to get up. Brought down on the play by James Williams. Well, this is a gutsy group of kids. Carr giving it all he's got. Neely into the ball game as Hatcher comes back out. Neely, though, has been explosive in his limited action for the Wildcats. Some confusion on the offensive side of the ball with receivers kind of running all over the place. Play clock still at 15, plenty of time. I formation. How often have we said that for the Wildcats? Handed in motion right to left. President turns. He fakes it, play action, rolling right. President going to try to run for it. He is in for the touchdown. President diving into the air, stretching across the goal line. And with 8:15 to play in the ball game, the Wildcats are back to within one possession. It's 42-37 with the extra points still to come.
Well, you know, we said for the last 2 touchdowns, it's time for President to take charge. He's taking charge, folks.
His first rushing touchdown of the day, and a highlight reel play, just gives it to the ref, walks to the sideline, says we got more work to come. Hand into hold, and Martin with the extra point up and good. It's 42-38, 8:15 to play in the fourth quarter of this championship game. President with the Wes's Burger Shack and more touchdown run of 6 yards. We'll take a break. Back for the El Chico kickoff next on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017, presented by the Dead Fish Grill, the restaurant with a view. Our fourth quarter brought to you by Smile at the World Orthodontics. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Temple Wildcats at the 5A Division I state championship game. First state championship game appearance since 1992. Wildcats down 42-38, pulling to within 4 points after a 6-yard Wes's Burger Shack and more touchdown run from Chad President. It is presidential time as Cole Martin prepares for the El Chico kickoff, brought to you by El Chico on 31st Street in Temple. Stop in, get a $25 gift card, and get a $5 gift card free, limit 4. Martin will put his leg into this one. It is going to be taken back all the way at the 13-yard line. We'll see what kind of pressure Temple can get down on the coverage. Running all over the place is Newsom, and nowhere to go as the Temple Wildcats are there. That is the big guy, Rogers Franklin, with the stop.
We have stopped Newman cold today, both returning punts and catching passes.
They haven't punted it to him just yet. He did pick it up on a bounce and was hauled down at the 20-yard line. This time he's hauled down at the 15-yard line. Wildcats down 42-38, 8:06 to play in the ball game. 3 timeouts left for each side.
Last drive for Temple was 73 yards and 8 plays. Thing of beauty. They have run 25 plays to 21 for Aledo.
Aledo's got it 1st and 10. Moving right to left here in the fourth quarter. The Temple crowd letting their defense hear them. Luke Bishop from the shotgun. It's a pistol formation. Turns, gives it to Anders. Anders right up the middle, a bit of a hole, but it fills up quickly as the Temple defense there making a great stop. Quentin Smith was there. Ashton Logan there. Escobedo there.
I tell you what, Quentin's having a heck of a game today. He's a junior. Ashton Logan's a sophomore. Lots of guys on the defense will be back.
No gain on the play for Anders, who's got 69 yards on 19 carries in the ball game. Anders, a 1,000-yard rusher during the season. It's been the legs of Luke Bishop that have hurt the Wildcats in the ball game today. Bishop working from the shotgun, a receiver to the left, a referee coming in, and we're going to have a timeout called, I believe, by Aledo. So the Bearcats call a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 7:33 to play in the fourth quarter. Temple down 42-38, and Aledo with the ball when we return. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. 2nd down and 10 for Aledo from its own 16-yard line. Luke Bishop from the shotgun. He's got Anders to his left. Straight drop back pass. Complete. No, dropped. Newsom
sure did
with the drop at the 20-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Aledo Bearcats offense. Temple Wildcats need to get off the field after Newsom delivered a favor there, trying to run before he grabbed it. Incompletion makes it 3rd down and 10. Temple defense trying to get off the field, down by 4, giving their offense a shot at winning it.
Boy, I tell you what, Newsom, he hadn't played up to potential today, I guarantee you.
7:27 left in the ball game. Temple down 42-38. A 3rd down and 10. Luke Bishop with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. No, 2 right, rather. Temple looks to bring pressure. Bishop pump fake, looking right. Pass is complete. Clint Cole has to make the stop. He will, short of the first down. A pickup of 5 yards, but nowhere near the first down as Newsom with his first reception of the ball game. And it is a 6-yarder, but well short of the first down. Great open field tackle by Clint Cole, who held him there long enough for Ty McCorkle and even Ethan Brown to get out there on the stop. So a punt upcoming from Aledo, unless they throw a fake that way. Latouche, 2 times he's touched the ball. Both have been fumbled on punt returns. I don't know if we'll see him anywhere near the ball. 6:50, 6:49 left in the 5A State Division I championship game. A low line drive kick, but it takes a big bounce and Latouche just gets out of the way, rolls dead just inside the 30-yard line. That's where the Temple Wildcats will have it. First down and 10. The Las Vegas Jewelers first down is the first chance for the Temple Wildcats to have the lead since 14-7, way back in the first quarter.
Boy, put it together, Cats. Take it down there. Let's win a state championship.
Gene Pemberton's final broadcast after 28 years in the broadcasting booth, and what a great way it would be to send you out here.
That'd be something else. I'd fly down to that dressing room.
Jeff Carr is injured. Davion Curtis is injured. Marcus Hatcher is banged up, but he's in there to the left of President, working from the shotgun from the 30. President keeps it right up the middle, nowhere to go, spins out of a tackle, and he's out near the 35, across the 35, still moving forward, out at the 42-yard line, thrown out of bounds, and a flag coming in. Going to be a late hit coming against President, and that's going to move the ball across midfield. The ball went from the 30 all the way to the 40, well, still waiting, 46-yard line in Aledo territory, I believe. Or maybe just the 42 on the Temple side of the field. 12-yard gain plus 15 added on at the end of the run, and it's a Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 for the Temple Wildcats into Aledo territory.
Boy, I tell you, these Cats have played since the middle of the third quarter as well as they've played all year.
I'm not sure where that went out of bounds, so I'm just going to give him 12 on the carry. He's up to 59 yards on the ball game on 9 carries. Hatcher to the left of President on the first down. Hatcher gets it, going left. He gets to the outside. Now he's going to be spun down. Still fighting forward right at the 40-yard line, just inside the 40. That's going to be a pickup of 3 yards, setting up a 2nd and 7. Reese Danner with the stop. 161 yards rushing for Marcus Hatcher on 23 carries. 2 receivers split to the right. To the left, it's Jordan Lee in for the injured Davion Curtis. President to pass. He's got a man, Hannon. Hannon just out of his hands. A great play on the breakup by Jonathan Durham. And that sets up a 3rd down and 7 for the Temple offense at the 40-yard line in Aledo territory. President put it on the money, but Hannon had it knocked away at the last seconds.
Come on, Cats. Big play, big play.
President, by the way, had an even 200 yards passing from under center with 3 receivers to the left. Hatcher lone back deep. It's Hannon. It's going to be a fake downfield. Hannon looking downfield. Ball is tipped up in the air. Caught by the Wildcats. Jordan Lee with the touchdown. 40 yards. Tyler Hannon on the wide receiver pass.
That's the 3rd time this year.
3rd time this year, Hannon has made a big play at the quarterback position. Saw it coming as President went under center. Ball was tipped up in the air by the defender. Lee tipped it up 2 more times before hauling it in. That is going to be a SportsCenter top 10 play. And none bigger as Temple takes their first lead of the ball game since way back in the first quarter. Jordan Lee in for the injured Davion Curtis. The extra point for Temple up and good. A 40-yard Wes's Burger Shack and More touchdown from Ty Hannon to Jordan Lee in the game only because of an injury. And the Wildcats lead it 45-42 with 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the ball game. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back for more Temple football right after this on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017, presented by the Dead Fish Grill, the restaurant with a view. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Wildcats leading it for the first time since the first quarter, 45-42. A 40-yard pass from Ty Hannon to Jordan Lee is the difference. Cole Martin putting his leg into it on the El Chico kickoff, and it will sail into the end zone. A big play. For the Bearcats, they just let that go. Luckily, it rolled into the end zone for them. If it would have taken a Temple bounce and bounced backwards, nobody from the Bearcats was approaching it. So Martin puts it into the end zone for a touchback, and this Temple defense is riding high now. 45-42, Temple leading against the defending Aledo Bearcats football team.
They just had a normally subdued Cole Martin who kicked that in the end zone, coming to the sidelines on the big screen. He's celebrating.
But still have to play defense.
Yep.
Luke Bishop and the elite offense can score points in droves. For the Wildcats, 21 unanswered points. Out of the shotgun, Bishop with Anders to his right. Gives it to Anders. No, he's rolling out right on the play action. Temple bringing pressure. Pass is complete, but minimal yardage. As there on the coverage, I believe, was Corey Mann. And, Marquel Davis-Ponce. So the reception for Newsome, only his second of the ball game. And minimal 5 yards on the reception.
Last two passes were both to him, and both of them for 5 yards.
2nd and 5. Wildcats lead at 45-42, 5:40 to play in the ball game. 2nd and 5 for Aledo out of the shotgun. Anders to the left of Bishop. Two receivers split to the left. Bishop running the zone, gives it to Anders. Anders with the first down yardage and more. A nice shoestring tackle out in the middle of the field that time, or Anders would have been gone.
This is a team that knows how to win, and they're veterans, and Temple playing great, but we got to hook it up and go a little higher.
Rush for 8 yards for Anders gives Temple a Aledo a first down. 5:19 clock running. Fourth quarter, Wildcats lead at 45-42. 4 wide look for Aledo out of the shotgun. Bishop with a quarterback run. He gets past the first wave of tacklers. Not going to make it to the 45, though. Runs 7 yards right up the middle, maybe 6, depending on the spot. And we move under 5 minutes to play in the ball game with Temple holding onto a 3-point lead. It's a 2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard run from Luke Bishop, the quarterback. He's got 163 yards on 12 carries tonight. Some big first down pickups for him as well. It's 2nd down and 4 from the 44-yard line in Aledo territory. 4:42 clock running. Bishop from the shotgun, 3 receivers right. Running the zone play. Bishop keeps it up the middle, but not a whole lot there. Able to get out to about the 46-yard line. 2 yards on the carry makes it 3rd down and 2.
Boy, huge play.
Ethan Brown on the stop. They've been able to pick up these short yardage plays, just giving it to Anders. But a great job. There was big number 96, Gilberto Hernandez, on the stop as well. So a 3rd down and 2 at the 46-yard line in Aledo territory. Aledo huddling up. 4:10 clock running, 4th quarter. Temple leading 45-42. Big 3rd down for the Temple defense on the Aledo side of the field. 4 down lineman look for the Wildcats. From the shotgun, Bishop with 3 receivers split to the right. It's going to be a run for Bishop. He's got the first down yardage across midfield to the 45-yard line.
He's good.
That's going to be a pickup of 9 yards and another first down before being brought down by Gilberto Hernandez and Ethan Brown.
Come on, Cats, let's get another turnover.
One thing to be wary of as we're down to 3:43 clock continuing to run is if Aledo is able to score on this drive, Temple's going to have limited time to come back. They've got all 3 timeouts left, the Wildcats do, up 45-42. But Aledo now on the Temple side of the field at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Bishop from the shotgun, Anders to his left. High snap, handled. Anders going right. He's got to the outside, but a jump over a Temple defender out of bounds. 7 yards on the pickup as Quentin Smith was there to run him out of bounds, but a big hold by the Aledo offensive line that was not called on the interior. Really hurt Temple. A nice pickup of 7 yards for Anders, run out of bounds by Ty McCorkle on the far side.
Yes, and a field goal will tie it up. We got to keep that in mind too. So let's just have a big defensive stand here, Cats.
What a great run by Anders. 2nd down and 3 inside the Temple 40-yard line. Bishop from the shotgun, Anders to his left. Zone play, give to Anders. Anders has a hole up the middle. He cuts it to the left inside the 25.
Man.
Big hit at the 25-yard line as Clint Cole came up and put a hurting on Anders, who's a little bit wobbly getting up. But that one from the 38 all the way down to the 23, 22-yard line. And I'll say 23, so a pickup of 15 for Anders. But another big touchdown-saving tackle by Clint Cole. 99 yards rushing on 22 carries for Anders.
Yep.
And Temple needs to put a stop on here. 2:58, clock continuing to run in the 4th quarter. It's 45-42. Aledo in field goal range at this point in time. It's a 1st and 10 at the Temple 23. Out of the gun with 3 receivers right. Temple 4 down linemen. Don't bring pressure. It's a run for Bishop. He's up the middle. He's got some pretty decent yardage before Videric Grayer and company able to bring him down at about the 17-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 6 yards. Sets up a 2nd and 4. Bishop's certainly taken some hits. His shoulder pads and jersey all askew. Under 2.5 to play. 2nd and 4. Into the red zone goes Aledo.
It's him and Anders and the offensive line right now.
180 yards on 15 carries for Bishop. I bet he is hurting. They make it a 5-yard gain officially as it's at the 17-yard line. About to move under 2 minutes to play in the ball game. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Temple needs a turnover. 3 down linemen. Bishop gives it to Anders. Anders started up the middle, cut left. Great open field tackle at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard gain as there for the stop for the Wildcats that time.
Attaboy, Cats.
Temple going to call a timeout as it's going to be a 3rd down at the 16-yard line after the 1-yard gain. We're going to take a timeout with them. 1:51 to play in the state championship game. Temple holding on to a 45-42 lead, but Aledo is driving. We'll take a break. We're back with more Cats football right after this on KTIM and K1017. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTIM and K1017. Jamie Garrett, Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. What a football game we've seen. Temple leads at 45-42. Our game presented by the Dead Fish Grill, the restaurant with a view. 4th quarter brought to you by Smile at the World Orthodontics. There is 1:51 aboard. Temple with a 3-point lead. It's 3rd down and 4 for Aledo at the Temple 16-yard line. Temple calling their first timeout to stop the clock. 3 receivers right. Anders to the left of Bishop working out of the backfield. Extra blocker in on the left side at the tight end position. Shotgun snap. It's going to be a keeper right up the middle, near a first down, maybe a yard shy. Temple defense with the stop at the 8-yard line.
That's pretty good.
Or I'm sorry, at the 13-yard line.
Yeah.
It is a 4th down and 1. What does Aledo do with 1:34, 1:33 still on the clock? Stopped by Marquel Davis-Ponce, and a timeout called by the Temple Wildcats. 90 seconds left on the clock. It's 4th and 1, ball at the 13-yard line. Does Aledo kick? Do they try to go for it? We'll find out next. You're listening to Temple Wildcat football on KTIM and K1017. Welcome back. Jamie Garrett, Gene Pemberton on KTIM and K1017. It's a 4th down and 1 for the Aledo Bearcats inside the Temple 15-yard line at the 13 to take it to the 12. Temple leads 45-42 with 1:30 left in the game. For Aledo, they got a good field goal kicker.
They got an excellent kicker, but they're probably looking at, hey, Temple has scored every time they've had the ball on us here. We better go for the touchdown.
I'm looking for Bishop. I do not see him. Now I see him. He is out there. So it looks like Aledo will go for the 4th down, 4th and 1. Need to take it from the 13 to the 12. Temple's season riding on this, up 45-42. Stop them. You get the ball. Don't stop them. There's trouble. Power I formation. Under center goes Bishop for the first time today. Turns, gives it to Anders. Anders is pushed back near the line of scrimmage. He's got the first down, though, down to the 10-yard line. Picks up 3, and it's a first down with 1:24 to play in the game. Temple, only 1 timeout left. And now the Wildcats are really back against the wall for the state championship. Temple holds on to a 3-point lead. Clock running, 1:19, 1:18. Temple leads 45-42, but Aledo is driving. Aledo's got the first down at the Temple 10-yard line. It's a 1st and goal. They cannot pick up the first down. Temple very nearly had him stopped, but they were able to push the pile forward. It is a Wildcat formation as Newsom goes right, cuts through 1 tackle, down to about the 5, still trying to push the pile forward. Quentin Smith, the first to get there after a 4, maybe 5-yard gain for Newsom out of the Wildcat formation.
Yeah, he hadn't carried the ball, but that's his 5th carry, but they're good. They got good ball players.
So it's a 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line, and Temple calls another timeout. It's 45-42, Temple leading, but only 5 yards of field to give to the Aledo Bearcats. We'll take a break. We're back, starting to wrap things up in the state championship game on KTIM and K1017. You're listening to the 5A Division I State Championship game on KTIM and K1017. The Wildcats have given it all they've got and more. We're on KLTD FM Temple, KTEM AM Temple. Our game presented by the Dead Fish Grill. 48 seconds left in the ball game. Temple ahead 45-42, but Aledo's got it 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line. Temple's defense has not forced a turnover today. Ball's been on the ground a couple of times, but this Temple defense needs to make their biggest play of the season right here. It's only 2nd down, but Temple needs to make something big happen, or they will be down with less than a minute to go after making a monumental comeback, Gene.
Yeah, it's outstanding. You know, whatever happens, it's a great effort, but boy, I'd like to see us win that thing.
They reset the clock for 52 seconds. So 52 seconds on the clock, 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line for Aledo. Wildcats lead at 45-42, looking for their first state championship since 1992. Luke Bishop and the Aledo offense trying to win their 5th in 6 years. Jess Anders in the game. 2 receivers split wide to the left. Out of the shotgun, Bishop with Anders to his right. Bishop from the shotgun. Gets the snap, rolling right. It's a designed quarterback run, and he's in for the touchdown.
He's good.
47 seconds left on the clock. Now the Wildcats, down 48-45 with the extra points still to come, will need to score a touchdown to win this ball game.
They really will. And that's the 38th play of the half for them. We've had 29.
They got the ball with a little over 6 minutes to play in the half, I believe, and they have held on to it.
Drove 75 yards.
And a big extra point here to put it out to a 4-point lead. It was just a roll to the right for Bishop, and he took it in on the quarterback sweep. Extra point up and good. Wildcats now down 49-45 with 47 seconds left. Only one timeout left for the Wildcats. We'll take a break. We're back for the kickoff next on KTIM and K1017. 47 seconds left in the 2014 football season in 5A Division I. Garrett and Gene Pemberton on KTIM and K1017. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football presented by the Dead Fish Grill. Devontae Neely back deep for the Wildcats on the kickoff. Also back deep, Terrence Johnson and Clint Cole. The Wildcats made the comeback. We're ahead 45-42. Now find themselves down 49-45 after a 6-yard touchdown run by Luke Bishop. Wildcats with one timeout and 47 seconds. They will need the touchdown taken by Neely at the 9-yard line on the near side. Starts right, starts left. Now he's up across the 20, spins forward to about the 24-yard line. And the Wildcats have to take it 76 yards in 41 seconds if they want to win this ball game, down 49-45. Larry Brown, who had a pick 6 earlier in the game, on the tackle. Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line for the Wildcats. They've got one timeout left.
Boy, I wish Curtis was in there now. That's where he majors, is on these long pass plays.
Jordan Lee, his replacement, does have a touchdown reception on the wide receiver pass from Ty Hannon. That gave the Wildcats the lead. Now President from the gun, has time. Now he's going to step up, just run it right up the middle of the field. He's out to the 30, spins forward to the 31, but that's going to keep the clock running as we're down to 31, 30, 29. A minimal gain out to the 31-yard line. That's 7 yards. President, quick pass, far side of the field. He's got Seastrunk. Instead of running out of bounds, though, Seastrunk tries to stretch it for the first down, and he's going to be a yard shy of the first down. And the Wildcats are going to have to call their final timeout. No, they give him the first down.
That's super. Stop
Jackson
it.
Fletcher on the tackle. 18 seconds showing on the clock, and the Wildcats will take a timeout. 18 seconds for the Wildcats to take it another 65 yards. We'll take a timeout with them. You're listening to Temple Wildcat football on KTIM and K1017. Only 18 seconds left in the Temple Wildcats season. Can Chad, President, and the offense take it another 64, 66, 65 yards, we'll say. Down 49-45 with 18 seconds left out of timeouts. President back to pass. He's looking right side. Hannon down there and just out of the reach of Ty Hannon. 14 seconds left on the clock after that Las Vegas Jewelers 1st and 10. And the Wildcats 14 seconds to go 65 yards.
Boy, needs a miracle, but we've done it before. McQueen's last game was a miracle.
2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers right. Freeman on the outside to the right. President play action. No pressure, steps up. He's got a man complete out to midfield as Simmons run out of bounds at right at midfield, so a 15-yard gain. And that will at least give the Wildcats a chance to throw into the end zone as the clock has stopped with 10 seconds left. Maybe one more play on the Las Vegas Jewelers first down to give you a shot at the buzzer. Pass is completed to 35, and Freeman out of bounds, so the Wildcats another 15 yards, take it to the 35, and with 6 seconds left, one shot into the end zone for the Wildcats to win it. President over the sideline talking to Spradlin.
Boy, I tell you, Freeman he went straight to the sidelines both times. Really heads-up plays.
No timeouts left for the Wildcats. 6 seconds left in the ball game, down 49-45. President directing traffic. 3 receivers left, 1 right. President rolls to his left just a bit, has to step up, heaves it into the end zone. It's anybody's ball up for grabs, and it's picked off by Aledo in the end zone. There for the interception, Luke Bishop. And that will do it for the ball game. Aledo, their 5th championship in 6 years. And the Temple Wildcats falling just short of their goal for a state championship.
All those kids played good, though.
made a great comeback down 35-17 at the half, took a 45-42 lead. But the senior Luke Bishop in his final game for Aledo on a 6-yard quarterback keeper scored the touchdown that proved to be the difference in the ball game.
Ain't no question about that.
49-45, Aledo Bearcats over the Temple Wildcats in the state championship game. So the Wildcats falling 35 yards short of their goal, and looking down on the Temple side of the field, Chad Presidents in a hug with Coach Spradlin, just long hug, just holding each other, just knowing that they won't be on the field together again. You hate to see President go out like that, but he's got plenty of football left in front of him, and he'll have a lot of chances to play on many more Saturdays moving forward.
What I'll always remember, in the middle of the third quarter, we're down a bunch, and we said it's President time, and it was. We came back, took the lead. That's a good football team. You know, sure, I want to win. But if you lose somebody like that, it's not anything wrong with it. I mean, you lost to one of the better teams in Texas.
And for the Wildcats to make that comeback in the second half without Jeff Carr, without Marcus Hatcher from time to time, without Davion Curtis the entire fourth quarter, whatever happened to him injury-wise, for the Wildcats to even make that comeback was incredible. But it's not going to be any solace to the Wildcats going across midfield right now, shaking hands with the Aledo Bearcats. Bearcats are state champions. Wildcats will have to go back to the drawing board and see what they can put together for the 2015 season. It's a shame to see some of these seniors go out, but the Wildcats made it a ball game, held the lead until 47 seconds left in the ball game. And the next go-round of players and teams set for the next game here. And that will do it for the Temple Wildcats 2014 season. Our final score, 49-45. Temple with the win. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the post-game show brought to you by Coach's Properties. Call Ryan or Ronnie at 254-718-9630 or stop in at 3011 North Main in Belton or go to coachesproperties.com. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the post-game show again. Temple losing 49-45 in the 5A Division I state championship game. And we're back for the post-game show next on KTEM and K1017. Welcome back. You're listening to Temple Wildcats football on KTEM and K1017. Jamie Garrett and Gene Pemberton from AT&T Stadium as the Aledo Bearcats have taken down the Temple Wildcats 49-45, the final score. And for the Wildcats, not the way they wanted to end up, but a great run as they get their medals down on the field as well for the runner-up finish today. A lot of players in tears. Not the medal they wanted to get, Gene, but to make the comeback they made with some significant injuries in the second half. Commendable, not what they wanted, but a great performance by these Wildcats.
And you know, this is no second-guess game. We lost to a great team. And our kids, that comeback in the second half, made me proud to be a Wildcat all over again.
Well, for Gene Pemberton, as we get to the post-game show, brought to you by Coach's Properties. H.B. Shepherd Real Estate has served Belton, Temple, Killeen, Fort Hood, Salado, and surrounding communities for over 20 years. If you're buying, selling a home, farm, or ranch, check out your home team at coachesproperties.com. And our game presented by the Dead Fish Grill. Jamie Garrett here with Gene Pemberton, and certainly a bittersweet end to the season and a bittersweet end to the career of Gene Pemberton as color commentator, 28 years
but not
with
as
the Temple
Wildcat
Wildcats.
Fan.
Not as a Wildcats fan. Gene Pemberton wrapping up his broadcast career. Accused a couple of times along the way of being a homer, but the Wildcats fans and players and coaches
rightfully
love
accused.
You for it. Yeah, absolutely. Our final score again, 49-45, Aledo with the win over Temple. A couple of stats. President right around 18 of 36, 233 yards, a touchdown. Did throw a pick six in the first half. That turned out to be big.
Yep.
Turned out to be very big. Also big, Wildcats lose by 4. Wildcats scored a touchdown in the first half that was called back, and they had to settle for a field goal. That's a 4-point difference, Gene.
Yeah.
4-point difference that could have tied up the game, and we said these types of games could hinge on one penalty in the ball game, and that's exactly what this game ultimately ended up being.
And this, you know, one thing I'm proud of, though, we didn't have any penalties today, and neither did they. It's a cleanly played game, and, you know, it's two teams that put it all out there, and it's 4 points difference when you finish. And these kids don't have a thing to hang their heads on. And, you know, I know you're going to Oklahoma to visit your folks, and I'm going to ride back with the Wildcats because I like to associate with champions.
Well, Gene, I can't thank you enough for allowing me into the booth and doing these games with you for the last 2 years. I will say that you are a Temple legend, and it's been my honor to be in the booth with you. I wish we had, some more time in this game. Wildcats, needing a little bit more time. They finish up at the 35-yard line. President with a throw into the end zone. He was getting pressured on the play, and it did end up with an interception. Yeah. So that technically was his second interception of the day, but certainly just throwing it up, and only had one Wildcat down there and couldn't get to it, but gave themselves a chance at the end. And when it was 35-17 at the end of the first half, and really midway through the third quarter, still 35-17, you didn't expect the Temple Wildcats to make the comeback that they did, but they did just that, fought back as they have all season, and just finishing up a little bit short.
And they were down so much there, and Aledo had to kick. We held them.
Yeah.
Had to give ourselves a chance. You couldn't have it in any better except with a win.
Yeah, Aledo, remember that 4th down and 1 play from the 13-yard line. Instead of kicking the field goal to tie it, Aledo, they said, hey, we're throwing it out of the line here, and they picked up that first down, and then just, a couple plays later, it was into the end zone. Some stuff here, Luke Bishop getting the offensive player of the game, Larry Brown getting the defensive player of the game, according to the officials. But Chad President, got to give him a lot of credit out there for the Wildcats. Marcus Hatcher, 23 carries for 161 yards and 3 touchdowns, almost carried him on his back despite the big injury, or at least an injury to him in the second half. That still allowed him to stay in the ball game. Devontae Neely came in for a couple of carries, but just a little bit short in the end for the Temple Wildcats. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors and those that have been with us since day one this season, and those that came on towards the end. We appreciate everybody being a part of the broadcast. With Mike Spradlin at the helm, the Temple Wildcats have got some great years in front of them. Unfortunately, Chad President won't be here part of it, but he's got a lot of football left in front of him, and we certainly wish him the best of luck. And tune in. Hopefully in January we'll have the Wildcats on for a bit of a season recap and honor them the way they deserve to be honored, as they are down on the field right now. From AT&T Stadium, wrapping up Gene Pemberton's 28 years on the air, and certainly looking forward to more great things from these Temple Wildcats. And Gene, usually I say stay out of the left lane, I'm headed home, but I'm headed north. So
I'm glad I'm not in the north.
I'm going to say thanks to Paul back in the studio for helping us out today. A big thank you to Tony Adams today for being the spotter and being spot on as always.
Tony
helping out.
Does a good job.
Coming up here under his own free will, just coming up to help out. So we certainly appreciate Tony and his help throughout the playoffs. But 28 years, Gene Pemberton has not had the last word in a broadcast. Gene Pemberton, I'm going to let you throw it back to the studio and finish up the 2014 season with your own words. Take it away.
Well, I'm proud to be a Wildcat. I graduated in 58 from Temple High School. Officiated 23 years there, a lot of big games at Wildcat Stadium. I go back to when Darrell Traylor was the quarterback, and I watched him at Woodson Field beat the number 1 team in the state at Galena Park in 4A, and we were 3A. But the memories of association with these kids working in the Little League and association with my co-workers. And, Jamie, I thank you, and I thank Ricky, and I thank Mark McLean. It's been fun. And, I'm 75 years old now, but I'm not dead, and I'm going to sure enjoy working with people, being over at Mary Hardin Baylor and Temple College and the youth club and those type of things. But it's been fun, and I appreciate everybody being so nice today. People in ticket lines was telling me how much they had appreciated it, and I didn't know I had that many friends. But thanks so much. I appreciate you all.
And that'll do it. Gene, send us back to the studio one final time. Can you do that? Nope, Gene's already packing up the headphones. I was going to give you the final word. Send it back to the studio.
All right. It's going back to the studio. See you later.